Roughnecks, the last team to beat the Stallions when they were the Houston Gamblers with the same coach, C.J. Johnson, a year ago. It's week 8 of the United Football League, 2 more weeks in the regular season. In the USFL Conference, Birmingham has locked up their spot. Oh no, they'll play the Michigan Panthers for the conference championship. In the XFL, if St. Louis and San Antonio win tomorrow, both those teams going to the playoffs. With that, hello and welcome to Birmingham. I'm Lowell Galindo, here with my guy, Tom Luganbill, Caleb Burton, and Eric McLean joining us from the field. If you win 14 in a row like the Stallions, you gotta have a quarterback. And surprise, surprise, it's Adrian Martinez, who was the picture of inconsistency in his college days at Kansas State and Nebraska. He's figured it out.
He has figured it out, and it's really been in 2 areas, in my opinion. That is pre-snap recognition and then post-snap decisiveness. When he believes and sees it early and then gets the ball in his hands, like you see right there, that's where he has been at his best. It's where he's shown his greatest improvement from college to pro football. You see him here drop the ball in the bucket there to his tight end, and then the deep ball dropping it in down the sideline for a long explosive play 2 weeks ago against Memphis. That's where he's been good. Get the ball out of your hand.
From protecting the quarterback at Clemson to now asking them questions, here's Eric McLean.
That's right, Lowell, here with Adrian. Brother, you're playing your best football right now. You're also playing your cleanest football right now and really playing free. How are you able to do that this season?
Yeah, I'd give a lot of credit to this football team, Skip, and really just staying consistent, and that includes tonight. It doesn't stop. Just because we've had success in the past doesn't guarantee us that tonight.
Right, and so looking at last week, there were a little bit of struggles. There were some things that we saw from you guys that you haven't shown all year. How do you get rid of that tonight and really dominate like you have been?
Yeah, we just maintain that 1-0 mentality. We went back to the chalkboard. We looked at all the tape. We know the things that we can improve on, and that's what we're trying to apply tonight.
Appreciate you, brother. Guys?
EMAC, thank you so much. Now for Houston, they got to figure out how to feed this man, the second leading receiver.
Apply tonight.
Appreciate you, brother. Guys?
EMAC, thank you so much. Now for Houston, they got to figure out how to feed this man, the second leading receiver in the UFL, Justin Hall.
Well, you got to feed him, but in order to feed him, the quarterback's got to have time to find the football and get it down the field. One of the things I love about Justin Hall is he makes plays. He's not a very big target, but he makes plays when he's contested. He makes plays when he knows he's going to get hit. He will dive for balls in coverage. So if it's a low ball, if it's a high ball, if he knows he's going over the middle of the field and he's going to catch the over-the-shoulder ball, bam! He secures the football. Old, reliable Justin Hall.
Out of Ball State now. This is a Houston team with 1 win. They're eliminated from the playoff hunt. Brutal loss last week against San Antonio. Kayla, how are they holding up?
Well, that's the question, right? And I asked quarterback Reed Sinnett that question. What is your motivation? How do you continue to come to this game each day and give it your all? And he tells me it's the UFL. This is a league of opportunity, and albeit their record, that never stops. Some of these guys, and most of these guys, I should say, they're looking to get tape, right? They're continuing to show up day in and day out, and Reed Sinnett tells me that they need to remain consistent. NFL coaches and scouts, one thing that they want to see is consistency. How do you respond to adversity? What's your effort level? Do you give up on a play or do you go all out? And for the guys who are here just trying to have fun and just enjoying football, he has talked to them as well and says, how do you want to be remembered as a football player if this were to be your final game? Do not question this team's motivation, no matter what their record is this season.
Well, we love the UFL because we embrace betting here. Here are the best bets of the day according to our esteemed crew. Kayla is taking Ricky Person over 40.5 rushing yards. Luke says Adrian Martinez, the leading rusher in the UFL, going under 50.5. I've got Ricky Person for Birmingham scoring a touchdown, and EMAC is going with Houston to cover, even though they are 16.5-point underdogs. By the way, that is the largest spread in the UFL this season.
Well, we did our man Eric McLean wrong right there. We put him in the column on the far right. He's clearly in debt with Henry Douglas's numbers.
Come on,
Harry Douglas's numbers.
What the heck?
Man.
In the UFL, the home team gets to decide if they want to kick it away or receive. Stallions will kick it to Reggie Roberson. You'll remember last week on the last return of the game, Roberson fumbled, allowing the Brahmas to set up in plus territory and kick a game-winning field goal. It was a 12-3 lead for Houston in that game. Jarrett Garantano got the start last week. It's back to Reed Sinnett this week.
Here we go. We got gun, wide bunch left, 12, weak, F quick, X hitch on one, ready?
The kick return, such a key part of the UFL. Roberson taking it out to the 40.
Here we go, ready? 180, that's hot.
Sinnett, pass, batted down right at the line of scrimmage. And credit that one to Jonathan Garvin, the Miami Hurricane.
Very fortunate along this vaunted defensive front that's really been the difference between Birmingham and everybody else in this league. They're deep, they're talented, they are disruptive. That time Houston had 2 pass plays, one to the boundary, one to the field. Nice job reading the drop of the quarterback, getting your hands up.
This is the lowest scoring offense in the UFL against the #1 scoring defense in the league. Mark Thompson now checks in at running back. And the pitch to the Florida Gator, trying to work left side, and the Stallions not having anything of it. Eric Price, back in Alabama, the former OC of the Crimson Tide, calling plays tonight.
Green. New York 10, New York 10. New York 10, New York 10. Here we go. We got gun, flex right, nasty. 52 chip, wide giant on green, ready?
How important is this 3rd and 9?
Absolutely critical, but the problem is it's 3rd and 9, and this has been something that has plagued this Houston offense all year long. They have not been an advantageous down and line to gain.
Clean pocket for Sinnett, shifting the pressure. He is rocked and picked off. A.J. Thomas to the 50. He is now tied Kai Nakua for the most interceptions in the UFL this season.
If you're going to have that type of protection against this defensive front for Birmingham, you've got to get the ball out of your hand. You can't hold on to the ball here, and you certainly can't be on the move, off balance, fading to your left, and throwing back across to the middle of the field. Just a disastrous play on the opening drive for a team that really needs to sustain some confidence. And Eric, that is not the way you want to start off offensively.
No, it's absolutely not. And Luke, you talk about that 3rd down and long, what they've been faced with all year. They were able to tee off right there. Good job by the DB, staying present, coming up, getting that football.
Adrian Martinez with his first crack at it. And a low snap, flag down.
Encroachment, number 95, defense. By their ability, still 1st down.
This is where Coach C.J. Johnson hit the nail on the head when we talked to him this week. Because I said, I'm watching you guys, and I see great effort. He goes, you know what, Tommy? We're giving great effort, but we don't play smart. And it was the perfect way of describing his football team. They do play hard, but they just continue to kill themselves.
Just 1 win on the season. That was against Arlington in week number 4. Ricky Person probing left side. This is a stout Roughnecks defense. They've been put in some bad spots by their own, but that D-line is legit. Here's Martinez.
Here we got Rio Bud, 33 Sting, on one, right?
The only quarterback in the league with 1,000 passing yards and 200 rushing yards this season. He is the leading rusher in the UFL, regardless of position. Martinez to throw, little poke it up as he tried to thread the needle to the UCF Knight, Marlon Williams.
That was tough to fit that ball in there, because if he throws it in front of him, it's likely picked off. This is really the only place to throw this ball, because number 31 on defense right there, and Markel Roby would have been Johnny on the spot.
We got Rob Freed, Bronco Reed, 28 slot, on one, right?
Stallions coming off a win against St. Louis here in Birmingham last week.
Left.
A matchup of the 2 big dogs in the UFL. Person motions out. Martinez looked that way, showing off the wheels that make him the leading rusher in the UFL. 1st down for the former Husker and Wildcat.
Well, this is the problem. This is the problem when you're playing man-to-man. You're locked up, all right? So you have everybody required for somebody and nobody taking the quarterback here in man-to-man. You're playing basically 10 on 11 if the quarterback takes off and runs. Smart, heady play and an example of taking what the defense gives you.
Tom, it's almost every time. If he sees that man-to-man, especially in 3rd and long, he is going to take off. That's how dangerous he is with his legs.
Yep.
Prop bet for Adrian Martinez, 50.5 rushing yards. That gain will help the over. Martinez looking for the end zone. Well overthrown to Marlon Williams. Skip Holtz, he says he's the head coach, the OC, quarterback coach. Busy man.
Here we go. Let's go, Rob. Let's go, Rob. Viking Reed, 14 safe. Rob, Viking Reed, 14 safe.
We got Rob. Viking Reed, 14 safe. Hold on, right?
Skip Holtz has led the Stallions team to back-to-back USFL titles, looking for the inaugural UFL title. They are the favorite to win it. Martinez feels the pressure. He was looking for Deion Kane, incomplete.
Looked like there was a miscommunication right there, Eric. I think he was expecting a hitch to the outside, and Kane brought it to the inside, your former teammate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw there, too. Instantly, as soon as he threw it, Martinez just kind of putting his head down saying, oh, my goodness. So not sure if the ball got away or if there's just a misread there by the wide receiver.
37 Zodiac. Come on, right?
Another Clemson Tiger returns this week at receiver. Amari Rogers was inactive last week. Martinez does not bail on the play, eyes up and finds Kevin Austin, who had the catch of the game with a win against the Battlehawks last week. Showing those skills that made him a star at Notre Dame.
What a terrific feel for navigating the pocket here from Adrian Martinez, working through his progressions, doesn't like it, keeps his eyes downfield, finds his outlet on the dart crossing route. Really impressive.
What kind of growth does that play show?
Well,
we got Locker Dirty, Ohio 14 arc trade. I want it.
It shows that he trusts the offense. What he saw pre-snap happened post-snap, and then he was patient enough to let it unfold.
The line for Martinez passing yards, 223.5. Ricky Person, left side, tried to get a block by Jace Sternberger. There could have been more there, but Jace didn't get quite enough. And there's the North Carolina State standout Person going for 5.
I love the wrinkle here, Eric. They pull the backside tackle, and then they pull the tight end opposite to the play side. Really nice play.
Well, when you've got big nasties that are that athletic, they can get all the way out there. What a luxury that is to have, and great patience there by the running back Person.
Yeah, and best offensive line in the league.
Roughnecks did a red zone miracle. First 2 drives last week, they forced turnovers. From the 10 are in. Martinez throwing on the run and connecting to Marlon Williams, who's still dancing and fighting the Roughnecks one by one.
All this is triple option football. He can either give the ball to the back, he can tack downhill and run, or he can throw it out to the perimeter with 2 lead blockers one-on-one. All that is a spread version of playing the triple option.
Here we go. We got Lou, Viking Reed, 13 safe. Hold on, right?
3rd and 3 from the 9.
Omaha! Ready, sit!
9th play of the drive. Martinez. Deion Kane. End zone. If you took the player prop, Kane finding the end zone. Congratulations. You can cash in.
Oh, they catch right here. You've got in the back end, right there. They end up picking it off because Amari Rogers is going to go right here, and then you're going to get the slant coming underneath right there. Watch this. Watch the 2 defenders take Amari Rogers.
The Clemson Tiger coming up with his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. And this is the 2-point attempt. No kicks after touchdowns. You go for 1, 2, or 3. And that was overthrown looking for the Mississippi State Bulldog, Jordan Thomas. But the Stallions striking first. supported by the largest spread of the UFL this season, 16.5. And on the opening drive, Deion Kane hits and finds 6. The UFL is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. The right call to protect your home and car. Visit progressive.com. Dialing up winners. That's what Skip Holtz and Adrian Martinez have done all season long. The only undefeated team in this United Football League. And the opening touchdown sparked by a league-leading 13th takeaway by that Stallions defense.
They're now +6 on the season. And how about those iPads on the sideline? What a cheat code. Instantaneous adjustment. You don't have to wait to get into the locker room. You don't have to call timeout, talk it through. You can go back and look at every single play and what they're in and how you're going to adjust to it immediately.
And it's video, unlike still photos that they use in the NFL. That technology, by the way, coming to college football this season. Roberson took one out to the 40 and the opening kick of the game. Looking for more positive yards, and he's brought down at the 30-yard line. Huge day tomorrow, especially in the XFL conference. DC on the road at St. Louis. Battlehawks win, and they are in. That's noon Eastern on ABC. Crowd, as always, they will bring it. Then 4 Eastern on Fox, Arlington and San Antonio. Brahmas also win, and they are in.
Brahmas are the cardiac kids, man. Fourth quarter this year, they have played their best football.
Nolan Henderson, the Delaware Blue Hen, now checks in. Number 2 quarterback this week with Garantano moving down that emergency 3 spot. We were expecting to see this early on. So that's a quick pitch to TJ Pledger. Why do you think we're seeing this change this early?
Well, when the starter throws an interception and an ill-advised throw on the first series, it's going to lead you and prompt you to play the guy you were planning on playing anyway. But here's the deal with Henderson. He's a runner. I would utilize his legs, get an extra hat on that defense, and have some designated quarterback run to try and help deal with this defensive front for Birmingham.
He could also sling it. Matt Nagy, the only Delaware quarterback with more career passing touchdowns than the 56 from Henderson. Throwing on the run, that has to be caught, and that was doinked off Cyril Grayson, the LSU Tiger.
I'll tell you, Eric, I really like how they moved the pocket, changed the launch point there, so that that defensive front just can't pin its ears back and know exactly where the quarterback's at.
Brother, when you and I were talking about this pregame, 100%. We cannot just sit back there and be conventional. Move the pocket, get some quick game going. That also helps you as a quarterback, right? Seeing completions be made.
Absolutely, and that was a missed opportunity there. You got to make some plays for your quarterback.
Says the quarterback.
That's right.
Henderson, clean pocket, nearly picked off. Was it on the second attempt? No. Went through the hands of the West Virginia Mountaineer, Kenny Robinson. Almost had.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
2 interceptions on the opening 2 drives.
Very fortunate. Kenny Robinson, number 24, doing an excellent job just keying the eyes of the quarterback. Henderson thought that he was going to go cross to the middle of the field, so he thought he had a window there. He bypasses the target and just waits.
And if we didn't have enough Clemson Tigers in the house with EMAC on the sideline, let's bring back another one. Amari Rogers makes his return. Inactive last week, and the return from the 10. Lightning in a bottle. Cutting it to the 50, and a huge hit from behind. Laid on him by J-Nun Liddell, but damage is done. Welcome back, Amari, 41 yards, putting Adrian Martinez in brilliant field position.
Slow down. Where's the ball being thrown?
To the corner.
2 yards from the pylon. You got about 10 yards away and stop. You know what I mean? Start looking like you're going to jump. And I know you want him to throw it differently, but the way we throw the ball 2 yards from that back pylon. You know where it's going. Just go run right under it, and it's an easy touchdown.
That's a prime example, guys, of do your job.
Celtic 58 Larry.
Everybody has their responsibility. You have to get to your landmark. This is where we're throwing the ball. We're throwing it to a spot.
Celtic 58 Larry. I want to.
Love how Coach Holtz talks to his players. You saw quickly Jordan Thomas sat back and said, "Yes, sir, Coach."
Omaha, Omaha.
Williams in motion, Person the running back. Little play action, taking a shot downfield to the tight end, the big play threat. A fight Nagy from Texas A&M, 17 yards. Caleb.
Luke, you mentioned it. That head coach, Skip Holtz, he's such a great coach to these guys, but they love playing for him. You know, at the beginning of this season, Adrian Martinez and Matt Corral, they were splitting reps. And coach pointed out, one of these guys is going to have to separate themselves. They will continue to split reps until then. Adrian has done just that, but he goes into each practice week acting like he is competing for the starting job, and that's why he tells me he's having a lot of success.
So first down yardage from Jay Sternberger, number 2 in the UFL in yards per catch. And Ricky Person is going to be doing the bulk of the carrying tonight. CJ Marable is healthy, but he's inactive, and that is to give an opportunity for the Missouri Tiger, Larry Roundtree, to get some carries to get playoff ready. As Skip Holtz put it, always planning ahead. They are one injury away from needing that running back.
And it's interesting, too, because this is our, third or fourth time having Birmingham, and every time we meet with Coach Holtz, he mentions Roundtree, calls him Tree. We got to get Tree in there. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we've got to get him in there. We think we've got something with him. What a great problem to have.
And we saw what late season injuries could do in our early game. Wes Hills, Michigan's leading rusher, went down with a leg injury. That is some tough sledding there for Ricky Person. By the way, prop bet on him, 40.5 rushing yards.
I'm not concerned about his rushing yards. I'm concerned about Adrian Martinez.
Yeah, because you took the under.
That's right.
On the leading rusher in the UFL. A man that has done it all and has been electric over these last 3 games. 753 passing yards, 8 touchdowns alone in the last 3. Quick game working to Marcus Baugh, the Ohio State Buckeye. Sideline, little nimbleness. That's going to move the Stallions inside the 15, 12-yard pickup.
When you play off of those stock blocks on the perimeter, you have to make the tackle. You've got to make the tackle right here if you're Houston. Inexcusable. You've got 2 unblocked defenders coming inside out. Marcus Baugh, the former Ohio State Buckeye, getting it done.
This is cause for concern with another injury as Markel Roby is slow to get up. Reuben Foster and Gabe Sewell, starting linebackers, were both knocked out in the loss against San Antonio last week. So you're talking insult to injury there.
Yeah.
Blowing a 12-3 lead, also losing 2 of your best defensive players. It's getting to the point now, C.J. Johnson's team is getting thin.
They're getting really thin. And, you know, last week you mentioned those linebackers going down. J.T. Tyler had 9 tackles, number 33 at the linebacker spot. But you're right, it's been at all 3 levels. And a week ago, they had 4 sacks against San Antonio. Played really, really well. As Coach Johnson, as you see right there, just said we're not playing smart. We're playing hard. I love that. We've got to play smarter football.
Brahma's first 3 drives of the game went into the red zone. Somehow the Roughnecks held them to only 3 points in those drives. Tunnel screen, can't bring me down, says the Buckeye, Benjamin Victor. So a Buckeye setting up another Buckeye.
Little token fake to the field and throw the tunnel screen backside. But once again, number 94, Keontae Shad, he's there to just tackle him, wrap him up. You've made a great effort hustle play from your defensive tackle spot, and you just give him a shove. It's just not good enough. And Houston knows it. The execution there, they're better than that.
Skip Holtz playing the percentages, going for the 2-point conversion. League-wide, it's hit at 42%. 1-point conversions from the 2-yard line, 43%. So same success rate, and you essentially double up points per attempt, but not here, as that is Adam Rodriguez, the standout out of Weber State, with the takedown. Stallions have turned 2 excellent defensive drives into 2 touchdown drives to open this game.
Yeah, they have. They obviously both sides are clicking, and really when you look at that play for Victor, he's one of what, Eric? 4 or 5 wideouts on this team that are really good.
What's up, brother, man? That was a beautiful play there. A little bit of a tunnel screen. You nervous going in there blind, catching that in that sauce, and then you get to the end zone?
Not really, because I did already. and I got fit to my neck last week, so it ain't nothing.
You had to make up for it. I like the dance on the sideline. You guys are all jacked up. So many different guys at the wide receiver position making plays on this team. How do you guys do it week to week?
Just keep our head down one day at a time, one game at a time, and just keep, every week, just keep getting better.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
He is hungry to get back to the NFL. Played 2 games with the Ravens in 2022. He recorded 1 stat. It's a tackle because of special teams. 5 offensive snaps for Victor in those 2 games. 5 special team snaps. That will get you noticed. So the total for this game is 48. Houston is gonna have to help out, even though the Stallions have shown they are okay doing most of the work. They've scored at least 30 points in 3 straight games. New returner here, it's Anthony Ratliff-Williams out of North Carolina. Ratliff-Williams, tough to bring down. He's north of the 50. So once again, great field position for the Roughnecks. The offense has to follow through. Final round coverage of the PGA Championship begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Early round coverage begins at 8 with alternate telecast beginning at 9 on ESPN+. Adrian Martinez checking the iPad on the sideline with Skip Holtz, who has such a delicate balance with all the hats he wears. Head coach, quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, and play caller. Reed Sinnott is back in at quarterback. And a flag down.
False start, number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty, but still first down.
That's the starting left tackle, Cam Carter.
It's been problematic for them in the offensive line against, again, their own self-inflicted wounds. But if there's one area with Birmingham, Lowell, that by their own self-admission that they've got to clean up, it has been the kicking game. They got away with some miscues a week ago. We're still able to win the football game. They've got to get better on special teams.
Offensive line allowed 8 sacks last week, and if you remember the loss against DC, they had an opportunity on the final drive. The offensive line called for 4 penalties. They need to help themselves on the ground here, and the Stallions playing great defense without their defensive coordinator. John Chavis, we hope you're doing well. He's back at home in Arlington at the UFL Hub, recovering. He's under the weather. So big opportunity for Corey Chamberlain, a Birmingham native, secondary coach, calling the defensive plays here for the Stallions.
It's a league of opportunity, not just for players, but for coaches as well.
Illness not serious for John Chavis, an SEC legend. Hope to see him back soon. Sinnott, the seam, and that is a grown man's catch. Made by Emmanuel Butler.
All 6'3", 221 pounds of him. And again, when you have protection like this, much better job by Reed Sinnott right there. Get the ball out of your hands. Trust what you see. You know you've got the open middle field, and that's how you're going to protect yourself. I think in today's football, sacks are a quarterback number more than they ever have before. It's not an offensive line number the way it used to be.
Say it again, brother. Say it.
I hear you, pal. I hear you. I'm with you.
3rd and 2. Thompson dancing, first down yardage, trying to get more. The cut back to the middle of the field. Oh, huge block! Spurring Thompson to the end zone. We pumped up Justin Hall for his ability as a pass catcher off the top of this broadcast. He just decleated a dude to set that one up.
They told us this week they wanted to come in and be able to run the football. You see them force the bounce to the outside, but then Thompson with the vision to be able to cut back 37 yards on the rush. It's the longest of the season for this Houston offense.
Birmingham has challenged a potential hold by number 67 of the offense.
So the super challenge is out. You get one of these a game. You have to have a timeout.
Number 57, 5-7.
and you have to declare exactly what you want reviewed, and you can review anything.
Dean, did you get all that?
His 57 got held.
He said.
I think I know. It's the center. It's the center on his defensive player.
Correct.
That's correct.
Yeah,
That's what
and
he
he's
said.
challenging
57.
that. Okay, we're looking at it. So I'm on the end zone right here. Yeah, I'm on the coach's end zone. And look, he throws his hands up so early, but the blocker's moving his feet. There's no restriction. He's going where he needs to go. I'm going to go to the sideline copy here. Just see if I can see. No, it's the center. I mean, he throws his hands up so early, but there's no restriction. Okay. Brian, the ruling on the field will stand. There's no material restriction there, so it's a touchdown, and they lose their challenge and a timeout.
After review, there is no holding on the play. The touchdown stands. Birmingham will be charged a timeout.
No,
and then it's their only challenge of the game.
So that's Dean Blandino taking a look at this challenge in the U.S. Army Command Center. Right side of the screen, that's Jack Kramer. So Skip Holtz is saying Kramer held Elijah Sullivan, which would have negated that touchdown. This will be a 2-point conversion from the 5-yard line. No kicks after touchdowns in the UFL. Henderson in at quarterback. Justin Hall reaching for the pylon. Got it. Give him a block. Give him a 2-point conversion. And Justin Hall, the Ball State Cardinal, has done the dirty work to get the Roughnecks back in this game.
Just from a sheer level of confidence right there. Finally some enthusiasm on that Houston sideline, some momentum. And I want to go back to the U.S. Army Command Center and talk to Dean on this one. And, you know, I heard some of the language that you were using, no restriction. What his left hand, the center's left hand, Dean, when he got almost near the V-neck of the jersey and pulled down, that wasn't enough?
No, I didn't think it was enough. What we were looking at, again, you're looking at hand placement, and there was a hand across the body, but to me, the defender's feet, it almost like he gave up, and he threw his hands up and didn't keep pursuing. You could see at that point, he's just almost trying to buy the foul there, where the blocker's keeping his feet moving and driving. Just didn't see a material restriction at that point.
Okay. So had the offensive lineman kind of stopped his feet and then it would have caused a tug, that's different in your eyes. Okay.
You're looking for him to stop his feet and then that clear restriction. Now he takes the defender's feet away. That would be what we're looking for holding.
Dean, thank you so much. Our VP of Officiating holding it down in the U.S. Army Command Center. Some boost there to the overhitting at 48. We got 20 total on the board, and we still have 3 minutes left here in this first quarter. And that is Garrett Jennings, another West Virginia Mountaineer, doing the work. Let's check in with Kayla.
Guys, here with Justin Hall, who just got the 2-point conversion. Mark was able to get it in, but you were able to punch it in afterwards. How were you able to secure it?
You know, my quarterback not only gave me a good ball, I just tried to do my job, do my 111, and I happened to get in the end zone. So.
How do you continue to build off of this momentum offensively?
We just got to keep going, you know what I'm saying, keep having fun, you know what I'm saying, give our defense some momentum. Hopefully they get a 3 and out, and then actually they're about to get a 3 and out. We're going to get the ball back. We're going to try to score another one.
All right, you heard it first. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Hey, Kayla, real quick, what's the demeanor, what's the tone like on that sideline right now?
They have more juice, I'll tell you that, because just a few moments ago, right before that last offensive drive, it seemed to be a little bit down, a little sluggish, but that really gave them the juice that they needed.
Parson with some juice on the left side. Man, that was really slowed in his career in Raleigh at North Carolina State with injuries, but went healthy. He is electric. Number 1 in the UFL with 6 rushing touchdowns this season.
He can do a little bit of everything. He's got power, he's got vision, he's got some quickness, really good ball skills out of the backfield. I think he's going to be an NFL camp guy.
Omaha, Omaha. Ready, sit.
6 straight completions for Martinez after a slow start. Make it 7. Dion Kane is going to be wrapped up by Corn Elder, who has been everywhere. Here's Skip Holtz.
Brought down by number 29, Elder.
Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go, Liz. Here we go. Let's go. Tell you what. Let's go, Liz. Florida 42 shoot. Got to go around that guy, Mike. God dang it! I hadn't said it enough this week.
The Missouri Tiger, Larry Roundtree, checks in for the first time in this game. His second game of the season. Went for 50 yards and a touchdown in his only other action, which was against this Roughnecks team. Martinez will throw, and there's Jordan Thomas. The Mississippi State Bulldog got coached up a little earlier in the game, and I love the point that you brought up. The coach ability in that exchange from Thomas.
And then, yeah, you see Thomas react in such a positive way, and then what do you do as a coach? You go right back to him.
Thomas, guy with 22 catches in his NFL career over 3 years. The Texans, Cardinals, and Pats. 12 players are active today for the Stallions offense alone that have actually played in an NFL regular season game. A jump by Derwin Gray on the left side.
False start, number 63, offense. 5-yard penalty, it's still first down.
And on that offensive line alone, as this one is called on Kasky.
Eric, why are y'all false starting all the time?
I have never false started in my entire career, so I can't relate. Don't know, bro.
Ever?
It might be a lie, but on this broadcast.
Might be a lie.
A lot of snaps, man. It's a lot of snaps.
Apollo line. Get set, hurry. Omaha.
Clock winding down. 35-second play clock here in the UFL compared to 40 in the NFL, and Colby Richardson breaks that one up. Richardson, the LSU Tiger, had a huge interception last week.
I think that one's on Dion Kane. I did not think he ran through into his route. He could have cut that off sharper and cut up in front of the defender. That was a well-thrown football. You're standing right in front of that, Eric. What did that look like from your vantage?
Exactly same thing, brother. And he tapped his chest and said, that's my fault. I think he felt exactly as you did. You got to run through that. Use those hands. Catch that football for your guy.
Omaha.
8 straight completions by Martinez.
Ready.
Before that one. Blitz, it's Corn Elder coming backside. Foot race. And Martinez takes it to the 25. Man, Corn Elder out of Miami has been so active all season long, and he's giving the Roughnecks a spark. They've got one win all season long, going up against the undefeated Stallions, and we've got a battle 12-8 after one.
First class, James Burrows, first and foremost, thank you so much for what you do, your service. And you have been doing this for a very long time. Why have you decided to serve?
You know, you join when you're young because you're looking for something exciting, something fun to do. And then later on in life, you miss the camaraderie, you miss the opportunity to serve your community, you miss your friends, your buds, the fun stuff you get to do in the military. And that's why I'm still in now.
And the beautiful part about this is you have your whole family, almost your whole family here with you, your kids here. And what is it like for you guys to know that your dad is serving the way he does, but also playing dad?
So I like that he's in the National Guard because he's someone I can look up to all the time, and he's always there for me. And he's not always too busy, so he can always, come pick us up if we're sick at school or something. So I just think it's amazing that what he does, and hopefully I can maybe do that in the future.
I have the chills just listening to that. Cannot thank you enough. It is amazing what you do. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone who is alongside of you serving our country. Thank you, family.
So much. Thank you.
Guys, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you to all the men and women of our armed forces for everything they do on a daily basis. Colby Richardson had the break up there. We'll set up a 44-yard attempt for Ramiz Ahmed. Had a miss last week. And the win against St. Louis, this is an area that Skip Holtz wants to see cleaned up this week. From 45 yards out, and that is up and good. So the Stallions now put 15 on the board and slowly but surely getting close to that territory of the over covering. That total 48. Well, what's really interesting is when it comes to the line with the Stallions, 16.5 is mentioned, the largest spread this season in the UFL. Let's get mic'd up with Houston head coach C.J. Johnson.
Hey, that's clearly back here now. That was clearly back here when he threw it. You gotta be kidding me. Come on, you gotta tackle. You gotta call the right number though. That's what I had to do a couple weeks ago.
On the position.
No, but I did. They told me that a couple weeks ago. No, they told me that a couple weeks ago.
He's right about that. You do have to give a specific number, and you do have to be right on your super challenge. And you also heard him say, we got to tackle, guys, and that's exactly what we were talking about off of that second scoring drive for Birmingham. You tackle better, but you got to stop right there. You forced a field goal attempt. You still got some momentum on your sideline if you're Coach Johnson.
And C.J. Johnson was the head coach of the Houston Gamblers, the last team to beat these Birmingham Stallions. Now 14 straight wins, going back to last season in the USFL. This really is the Gamblers franchise that was rebranded this season as the Houston Roughnecks. So this is the core of the team that was able to beat Skip Holtz and the Stallions a year ago. Short kick here, Roberson from the 20. The Roughnecks have really won the field position battle to start this game off kicks. This is going to be the worst field position off a kick so far for the Roughnecks. Tune in next week. Several UFL teams battle for playoff position. Renegades hosting the Battlehawks at noon. Then the Stallions taking on the Brahmas at 3 on ABC. Sunday, the Showboats host the Defenders, and the Panthers square off against the Roughnecks. Both games will be on Fox at 2:30 Eastern. Really curious to see, Tom, the condition of West Hills.
Yeah.
Because this Birmingham team, they know they are playing in the conference championship game against the Michigan Panthers. That's a big piece to the puzzle.
Certainly is.
Henderson will keep trying to outrun the Stallions. Oh, a little late pass throwing it up to Kiki Chisholm, the Missouri Tiger. I don't know, was that designed or was that just trying to make something happen?
The play was designed, but I think it was initially designed to actually run up inside. And instead, you got the unblocked defender right there. Nolan Henderson runs out and outruns him, and then just pitches it over the top. Better than a loss of one.
How many passes did you throw that way in your career?
I can't recall any, but probably about as many as Eric McLean false started.
0, according to the experts. Henderson showing off the rocket arm. Flag is down, but that's another ball by Kiki Chisholm that needs to be caught, is it not?
Absolutely, you gotta make a play. That's 2 drops. Now that one wasn't as good of a throw as the first one in the first quarter, but it's professional football. Make that play.
Illegal contact. Number 29, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that goes against the FAU Owl, Ike Brown.
Who?
I like what you did there. Bring back our Sports Center.
Kayla loved that. Kayla loved it.
At 3 in the morning when it used to just be animal noises. So the Roughnecks get some help. Move the chains. Fresh set of downs. And a penalty flag. And this is emblematic of Roughnecks football, unfortunately.
Snap infraction. Number 65, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So you drop the ball, you have the benefit of getting a big penalty, you snap the ball, and you have a false start. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, constantly throughout the year, and it's got to be just so frustrating for this Houston coaching staff.
And we'll get into some of the challenges that C.J. Johnson had to deal with very early in this season in just a moment. Henderson stumble forward for positive yardage. Season really turned very early. They had the close loss against Memphis in the season opener. Week 2 against DC, They're actually on a roll in the second half of that game, but Kirk Merritt on the longest play of the year for Houston, 57 yards, fumbles the football and dislocates his wrist. Has not played since. That was supposed to be the feature player of this offense.
No question, and not to mention you were also playing a backup quarterback that next week as Jarrett Guarantano went down.
Sinnott was able to come into that game and gave him a chance to win. Coming up short, though, on a disastrous final drive. That's Justin Hall making the catch.
Eric, this is the game plan, isn't it?
It absolutely is, and that's what I just was going to bring up here. Every single throw we've seen on this drive, get outside of the pocket, move this guy around, and again, it helps you so much as a quarterback to see those easy completions. I would just keep doing this for the rest of the half. Let's get to the second half, and then maybe you can buy some time and take a shot.
3rd and 4. Great crowd tonight here in Birmingham. It's the state of Alabama. They love football. Nolan Henderson, first down to Kiki Chisholm. Man that began his career at D2 Angelo State before transferring to finish his career at Mizzou.
Really good getting past the sticks, nice discipline on the route, and then catching the football, Chisholm. Let's go. This is what we need to see from you on a critical 3rd down. Keep the drive alive. Get that Birmingham offense and keep them on the bench because you're staying in 2nd and 3rd manageable situations on offense if you're Houston.
Known for his catch radius. Showing some of that ability on a huge catch. Justin Hall into the backfield. The fake to him, going screen the other way, and you just had to ditch that one. No shot for TJ Pledger there. Kayla.
Guys, head coach CJ Johnson told me before this that they're just so excited, both him as well as this team. And you can hear the chant, "Let's go, Nolan," on the sidelines because they're excited to see him get going. We haven't seen hardly any of Nolan Henderson this season so far, but Johnson tells me he's able to use his legs. He's a dynamic guy. And Reed Sinnott has been in his ear. Those two have just been going back and forth really throughout this game. The support on this sidelines is real.
Great career at Delaware, however, it came to an end as he broke his leg on the first series of an FCS playoff game. This is what he really does well, and that's what Tom wanted to see a big dose of in this game.
Force Birmingham to have to play 11 on 11, meaning that if the quarterback is part of the run game, you have to account for him. So now you've got the extra lead blocker with the running back Mark Thompson coming up there through the A-gap between the center and the guard, and he's a lead blocker, and Birmingham doesn't have enough hats in the box.
And Tom, what this is going to start doing is creating eye violations for that defense because, as you said, they're having to play 11 on 11.
Number
That's where that
76 is
RPO
reporting
really
is
comes into
eligible.
play.
Number 76 is reporting is eligible.
Saw Henderson trying to muff the ears, using that headset for the first time on the field. And this is going to be Mark Thompson. And Thompson is not going to have enough. It's going to bring up a 4th down decision time for C.J. Johnson and his OC, Eric Price.
I'm not so sure Nolan Henderson shouldn't have kept the ball right there. Been able to get out to the perimeter.
True line system powered by 4K cameras throughout this stadium will show us where the ball was precisely spotted on the field and spotted short to set up J.J. Molson. Molson had the 62-yarder last week against San Antonio, had all the points for the Roughnecks, letting it fly from 51, no good. So instead of throwing the dice on a 4th and short, they go for the 50-plus yarder. Molson misses. We stay at 15-8. Stallions trying to remain undefeated.
College, this was the style of play that plagued him, whether it was at Nebraska, whether it was at Kansas State. Poor pre-snap recognition and poor post-snap decisions that would lead to turnovers, ill-advised throws, and he also battled injury an awful lot. He has been a completely different player here in the UFL. He has taken care of the football. He's made good decisions. He's trusted what he's seen, and he's playing his best football of his career here in professional football.
#1 rushing offense in the UFL, 160 yards per game on the ground. They've gone for 200 twice, and Larry Roundtree with his first carry of his second game of the season. Let's do a Lugs' look back.
That 2018 class, it seems like ages ago. In fact, it's the same class that his teammate Matt Corral was in. Number 103 in the ESPN 300. True dual threat. Obviously, he was a dangerous runner. We all know that. Initially attended Nebraska. They kind of thought he was going to resurrect the program. There were a lot of other factors around that as well. Ended up winning the starting job at Kansas State before giving way to Will Howard. But he's, again, playing his best football right now.
Helped win the Big 12 title with Howard, his final season with the Kansas State Wildcats. Martinez, shut downfield, picked off. And that is only the second turnover by the Stallions over the last 4 games. Donald Rutledge out of Georgia Southern takes it away.
If you're going to look off the safety and you're going to pump, you better get that ball out. You don't have the beat to wait that split second because the safety comes off the hash. And what an excellent job defensively by Houston right here. Donald Rutledge Jr. getting the ball back, get your offense back on the field. And as we just ran that look back on Adrian Martinez, turning the football over has not been a problem for him here in the UFL. That's a play he's going to wish he had back when they watch the tape here on the sideline.
It's a Roughnecks defense that had 4 takeaways last week against San Antonio. EMAC.
Yeah, the safety was watching him the whole time. I mean, I know he tried to look him off for a second, but he was all over that play with the release of the wide receiver. That was just tough, man.
Roughnecks going to the ground. Pledger with the carry. Let's check in with Caleb.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Donald Rutledge Jr. What an incredible, not only catch, but a momentum boost. What did you see out there?
I just seen him pump the double move.
Number 76 is
so I just went to steal it. I just went to steal it. So, I mean, if I see it again, I'm going to get it again.
What are you looking at on the sidelines? How do you encourage this offense to feed off of that and get them going?
Anytime you suit up, anytime you come out here and suit up, man, you got to be ready to play. You just got to play tough ball. I mean, down after down. No matter the score, no matter the record, we just out here playing. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get the same ball out of me every time.
Great work.
Good job.
Gotta love the fight the Roughnecks are showing. We're getting physical inside as Jordan Thompson out of Northwestern was there to make the hit on TJ Pledger. Let's keep in mind, not just the spread, 16.5 Stallions favored, but the last time that these two teams met, week number 5, it was a 23-point win by the Stallions. They absolutely dominated that game.
They did, and they dominated up front, and that was really the biggest difference. They've handled that a little bit better today so far, but I'm a little surprised they put Reed Sinnott back, and here we've got a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Why are you surprised?
Because they've moved the ball effectively, and they have the quarterback run dynamic with Nolan Henderson. We'll see him again.
And that's going to be a timeout. C.J. Johnson was running out on the field.
Houston.
Saw something he did not like. Good one here in Birmingham. Gotta be honest, not a lot of people were expecting us to be able to say that late in the second quarter. Spiked, the official spiked beverage of the UFL. Try new Simply Spiked Limeade today. Celebrate responsibly. Simply Spiked Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. UFL, gotta love the brand of football here. Innovative with the rules, with the communication, with the access. Had a good crowd on hand in the early game to see the Michigan Panthers take down the Memphis Showboats. And once again, with some checky weather leading up to this game, the Stallions fans have shown up. They've been loud. Stallions will need them at their back here on a 3rd and 4. Second to last are the Roughnecks on 3rd down conversions. Mark Thompson, the tailback, to Sinnott's right. Sinnott will dance, nowhere to go. Stallions relentless, but Sinnott will get enough for the first down. Huge 3rd down conversion by the San Diego product.
Nice job of just feeling the pressure, feeling the pocket, keeping your eyes downfield, and most importantly, both hands on the football when you're around a crowd, and then making the smart play late.
He's been on an active roster multiple times with the Dolphins and Bengals. That means he's been up with the team in the regular season, but has never seen the field in an NFL game. To the ground, this time the more traditional route of TJ Pledger. And both Pledger and Thompson in the backfield there.
Well, I'll tell you, we don't have a Luke's look back on Reed Sinnott, but we do have one on Eric McLean.
Uh-oh.
So let's look back at the 2011 class. We had him as the 30th ranked offensive guard. He was a grade 78, which is at our very highest tier of our 3-star mark. Now, he played tight end in high school. Played tight end, moved into the offensive line, and on my little stat sheet here, normally we give traits, but on your line, we just said no redeeming traits.
That's a low blow.
And so that's your Luke's look back for the day, Eric. Welcome to the team.
Well, it was a great projection because I had never played that position in my entire life. So you did something that no one else in the world did, brother, but you were right.
So how about this? I was looking throughout the internet this week and literally could not find any tape of you anywhere. Like you did not exist at the high school level. So to be honest with you, I have no idea how we even
let me get this straight. We graciously bring him in. He's gracious with his time, with Harry Douglas out this week, and we just proceed to trash him on air?
Hey, Eric, I told Lowell, I said, we're going to put no redeeming traits, and he goes, you should put bald.
I had a great head of hair in high school.
I was going to say, what was that on top of your head? They're down. Sinnott again feeling the pressure like a magician. Awkward throw downfield. Oh, look what I found. Justin Hall. You need a big play, and the second leading receiver in the UFL delivers. The former 5-time All-MAC selection out of Ball State.
Well, this is a heck of a play by Reed Sinnott, and none of his wideouts helped him out except for Justin Hall. This is a scramble drill. If you're the deep target, you got to come back to the quarterback. If you're the short target, you got to go deep. Everybody ran away from Reed Sinnott. Justin Hall makes the play across his shoulders. This got him in trouble in the first quarter with a turnover, but makes the play right there.
Roughnecks right in it.
Here we go, ready.
Threatening now inside the 30. Quick pass, so just behind the intended receiver. Emmanuel Butler broke it up by Damon Lloyd out of D2 Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
The
Crimson Hawk.
Wanted to throw the first level slant, tried the second level. You got to be very careful throwing the ball late like that over the middle of the field.
Weak lock shooter on one, ready. Trips right. '47, ready. 180. What's on?
To the Gator. Mark Thompson. Eric Price calling the plays to Reed Sinnott.
10 personnel, demo right, 52F Lucy Shock, Y Saturn. Gun demo right, 52F Lucy Shock, Y Saturn.
52. Yes, demo right. 52.
Eric Price, last name very familiar in these parts. His pops, Mike Price, former head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Look at this, even the Stallions fans showing up in shoulder pads for this.
It's a big boy game.
Thompson was calling for it on the right side of the formation, back to the middle of the field. Justin Hall staying hot, fighting for additional yards, and nearly takes this one into the end zone all the way down to the 21 yards for Justin Hall.
Not bad up front from Houston here. They don't actually account for the twist late, but by that
Number
time...
76 is reporting as eligible. Number 76 is reporting as eligible.
By that time, Reed Sinnott's already gotten the ball out of his hand, and I think the timing and the anticipation at the quarterback position right now for Houston is really helping in pass protection.
31, get set.
An opportunity to pull within one. Stallions backside pressure on Thompson, and credit Kenny Robinson coming in from the backside to blow that one up. 2-minute warning. The Roughnecks with an opportunity on this drive to shock the Stallions and potentially take the lead.
Third down, they just blitzed off the edge. They're not respecting me at all. Just call X bullet and I'll keep it and score. But let's run it again to Mark. Give Mark another shot.
I'm running it to you right now. You want to get it?
So C.J. Johnson told us that at times Reed Sinnett can think too much. He's thinking one play ahead potentially here.
Well, you got them all set up. We're going to run it. I think they can win at the point of attack, which is a tall order against this Birmingham defense. And if they don't get it, they're going to probably give the same look, same operation in the backfield. He'll keep.
So this should be a carry for Mark Thompson, who's got 5 carries for 43 yards. And there it is, Thompson, end zone. The Florida Gator finding pay dirt for the second time tonight. Last year's USFL Offensive Player of the Year is back. Giddy up, he says, putting it in the Stallions' face.
Well, and very fortunate because they got away with a hold right at the point of attack there by number 76, Brandon Askin. But credit Mark Thompson for having the suddenness and the lateral agility to bounce that play. And we've got a whole nother ball game here, folks.
And that was set up by the football IQ of Reed Sinnett, saying before we get to third down, give Thompson another shot. They missed him in the first 3 games of the year because of a knee sprain in preseason. Henderson checks back in, looking back the other way for the 2-point conversion. And that was off the fingertips of Braden Bowman. Tom, was it going to Bowman?
No, I think it was intended behind Bowman for number 3, Kiki Chisholm. And there was no way for Bowman to know it. Tried to bring Nolan Henderson in and move that pocket again, make him a run-pass threat. Pretty well covered by Birmingham, but going back to Mark Thompson, he's averaging 7.7 yards a carry against this vaunted Birmingham defense that nobody's been able to run it against. They're only allowing 53 yards a game on the ground.
Number 1 in the league. Kayla.
I love it, though. Hey, I love it.
Guys, here with Coach Johnson. First, I want to ask you, who was that intended for in the conversion?
Well, just now, he threw it backside to Kiki. A little bit short. He left it a little short, but obviously I wanted him to run it.
Not too long ago, even the play before all this, I saw you talk to Mark Thompson and get on him a little bit, saying, speaking of the man, he got on you.
Yeah, move me the ball.
He got on you a little bit earlier. What were you telling him?
I told him, well, all I told him was it was 3rd and 1, then it was 4th and 2. That's why I didn't go for it. I went for the field goal. So next time I said, you getting the ball. So I just told him, you getting it, and he scored.
Like his response.
Love it.
Guys, back to you. Thanks, Coach.
Here's Gary Jennings from the 10-yard line. Jennings trying to take it left side, and he's brought down by Markel Roby. And this is why access is great for the sport, great for any league, because this is how you fall in love with players. You see the personality that Mark Thompson showed in that interview, and they endear themselves to you.
On the interaction, and then you get to hear the why of how and why things happen.
Now, we got Adrian Martinez in Birmingham in a position that they're not in a lot. A close game. They were in a close one last week against St. Louis, but they expected that as it's tipped at the line of scrimmage by Ronnie Bingham out of Arkansas State. But this is a game, clearly they were expected to roll in, and it's a 1-point game.
Well, I think that this is one of the few times we've seen Birmingham frustrated.
Bronco Reed, 14 safe. On one, right?
They're used to dictating terms to the defense. They're used to being and playing ahead with the lead. And now things haven't necessarily gone their way. Let's see how they're going to respond.
Ready,
Martinez went right, comes back left to Deon Kane. Kane somehow stood up to still make that jump cut and pick up 6 yards. Third and 4. Under 2 minutes, so like college, the clock will stop on a first down. Dangerous pass, back going in the other direction, looking for Ricky Person.
That's a big, big no-no, and Adrian Martinez knows it. This is some of the things we talked about that he would try to get away with in college, and it would cost him. Fortunately, it didn't there. And Markel Roby, number 31, able to deflect the pass.
Emac, what did you notice moments ago from the Stallions punter, Drew Chrisman?
Yeah, it was fascinating, guys. They're about to take an offensive snap, and he's out there standing about where he is right now. And when he came to the sideline, I just asked him, hey, Drew, what are you doing over there? He said, hey, man, when you play for the Stallions, you don't punt much. I just wanted to visualize. I wanted to feel the wind. I wanted to get my sight lines in order here. This is his 7th or 6th punt of the year. On the other side, they're dealing with 30-plus. It's incredible.
Now we got a mess at the line of scrimmage. This could be huge for the Stallions.
I think they're going to get the ball back here.
Offside, number 23, defense. The 5-yard penalty results in the first down.
Well, this is when clipboards were broken back in the day and when iPads are slammed these days. Silly mistakes like this. The jump by Christian Sam.
It's so unnecessary. You are literally over the football. You are 6 inches. Your nose is 6 inches from the football.
Now, I will say this with the Arizona State product. He was signed and promoted to the active roster this week. Has not had a lot of reps coming into this game. I don't know if that's a valid excuse for that jump.
Well,
now, if it was a quarterback, you would come to their defense. But these defensive players don't get that love. New life for Martinez, Deion Kane, first down.
Houston needs this to be a big defensive series right here because what a killer penalty, Eric, if Birmingham gets points.
Well, I mean, it's free money that you're dealing with. You get so excited about getting the stop. Here we go. Let's make something happen. Get a lead, and then you potentially have a back-breaking score right here.
Martinez tripped up. Fine play in the backfield made by Bingham. Also had Chris Odom with the disruption.
So second and a half. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
The next stop on the F1 schedule is in Italy at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Coverage begins Sunday morning at 7:30 Eastern with the race starting at 9 on ESPN2. Stallions have had that F1-like tempo to their offense. Top scoring team, top total yards in the UFL. And they got to go here with 50 seconds left, one timeout. What was Skip Holtz talking about with play the clock?
Play the clock, meaning that they want to do whatever they can to get to the sideline, get out of bounds so they don't have to burn the timeout here. They'd like to have it late.
We got Rob, Atlanta, 48 Toby. I want it.
29 total points between the Roughnecks and Stallions. The over looking good, with Birmingham still an opportunity to add. 4-man rush by the Roughnecks, and it gets home. Ball is out, no signal immediately. Martinez is saying it's an incomplete pass. Person was able to pounce on it. And the clock runs, and this is where Skip Holtz is saying, we need to know what that call is, because if it's incomplete, the clock comes to a stop.
It was close to about 10 seconds it ran off
The
there.
rule on the field is an incomplete pass. It's third down.
So they're gonna have to put more time on the clock now, because that was running.
Don't look at it. Rack it. Hey, they went 2 there.
Game clock operators, please reset the game clock to 47 seconds. 47 seconds.
That's a good call by the officials there, and also a good call on the reset of the play clock as Skip Holtz on that sideline, making it known he needed that time back.
One of the better defensive linemen in the league, Ethan Westbrook, set was Texas A&M with the pressure.
Florida, 46 curl. I want it.
And there you see the line from ESPN Bet, 20 points needed to hit the over, still plenty of time. Roughnecks have really done their part, surprisingly, to help that total. Sternberger, keep it going. Clock will stop here as the chains are reset. Texas A&M Aggie with the first down. Martinez in control, in command. A laser in great hands by Marlon Williams. Now inside the red zone. Clock will stop again. It's the college rules here, under 2 minutes.
Really nice job managing the game here.
16, 16, 16. Omaha, ready.
Snap with 20 seconds in the half. To Person trying to get the edge, goes out of bounds though, to stop the clock yet again.
It's a well-executed 2-minute drill, 1-minute drill, understanding where you're at on the field. Very decisive, Adrian Martinez, so he's also saving time in his decision-making.
And remember, this was all set up by the offsides on a 4th down punt.
Gators 17 safe on one, right?
Stallions were ready to give it back to the Roughnecks. Now at least a couple of plays here for Adrian Martinez.
Ready.
Person inside the 5, out of bounds. Such great awareness by the Stallions.
You go inside, you're tackled, you're down, you have to call the timeout there. Now you have a better decision to make with 11 seconds. Still have a timeout in your pocket.
Now, if you went on ESPN Bet, looked at the player props, you saw Ricky Person, will he get a touchdown? And you said yes. You're hoping the Stallions get in.
No, you're hoping the Stallions get in.
And it's number 23 cashing it in. And Tom is correct. That was my best bet. Martinez wants it himself, and he's got it himself. This man is taking over the United Football League.
This is what we're talking about when you're playing 11 on 11 when the quarterback runs. Watch right here. We're going to block right there. Everybody else is accounted for. And now the quarterback is going to take it right up in here. And they don't have enough players except for 31 to safety, Markel Roby, to account for the quarterback. It's a mathematical equation, and it's not a difficult one. They got fewer guys in the box than you have to defend quarterback run. Excellent play call. Good setup and formation as well from Skip Holtz and the Birmingham offense.
Ball spotted from the 5-yard line. This means it's a 2-point conversion. Hitting at 42% league-wide. Martinez, pressure from the middle of the Roughnecks line. Staying alive, BG Styles before he goes out of bounds, earns a flag down. How'd he do it? It don't matter. Jordan Thomas finding the highlight catch of the day. But a flag was on the far other side of the play.
Ineligible player downfield on number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty will repeat the try.
It's almost unavoidable on a play like that. DeLauro starts drifting. And you're not always aware, Eric McLean, where the quarterback is at, you're not always aware this is what's happening behind you.
It is brutal, guys, when you have an athlete like that can extend plays, and you're thinking, hey, he's taking off and running, let's go get somebody. You have to be so disciplined staying behind that line of scrimmage. It is tough to do.
And that's how you high point a football. But Jordan Thomas, unfortunately, does not count. So even though this is moved back to the 10-yard line, where a 3-point conversion would be from, since it's off an offensive penalty, it's only worth 2. Martinez, another lane to run, tiptoeing that line of scrimmage. And we heard Martinez saying, hey, that's a good play. Giving some props to Markel Roby there. But a blunder by the Houston special teams, jumping off sides, leads to a 2-minute masterpiece there by the Stallions.
And it's, you know, it's often said, and we gloss over it, that this isn't a complicated game. And I go back to what CJ told us, Houston's head coach this week. When I talked about the team's effort, very strong, he said, but we don't play smart. And we've seen that on multiple occasions here tonight, yet they're still in the football game, and they've played good enough to be in the football game. It's self-inflicted wounds.
Something I keyed in on, Birmingham has by far more players with NFL experience than a team like Houston.
Yes.
With so many good athletes, a lot of times it comes down to the details. Skip Holtz has even said it's not talent, it's the details. How much of a factor is that with guys with all that NFL experience?
I think it's huge because they've been in situations where the margin of error is so slim that you can't afford to make the mistake or you're going to be out of there, especially in that league.
Anthony Ratliff-Williams with the return. It's going to be brought down around the 35-yard line. Let's look at the road to Missouri, presented by the Missouri Department of Tourism. And St. Louis will host the UFL championship game. The Stallions can clinch home field with a win against Houston. And a little help, St. Louis is in if they beat DC tomorrow. San Antonio is in with a win against Arlington tomorrow. And there's a Mo. For every MO, find yours at visitmo.com. Let's check in with EMAC.
Coach, really just a perfectly executed 2-minute drive there. What's your mindset when you're faced with that situation?
Just trying to get some points on the board before the half. One of the reasons we defer is to have an opportunity. If we can score before half and get the ball, we can take a 2-score possession. We can take a 2-score jump. And so that was one of the things we were trying to do. We work it all the time. We work it constantly. Our players believe in it. And I thought they did a really nice job. Nobody panicked. Nobody flinched. Saved a timeout there for the end in case we didn't get in the end zone. We could have kicked the field goal there on the last play. So thought they did a really nice job of executing the 2-minute drive.
Thank you, Coach. Let's get it over to Kayla.
Yeah, thank
Good after the first half. Is presented by U.S. Army. The Stallions, a little bit of a danger zone here with that 14-game winning streak. It's a 21-14 lead against the Houston Roughnecks. Welcome back to Birmingham. Lowell Galindo here with Tom Luganbill. This is impressive by the Roughnecks, considering they've been eliminated. They've got one win all season long, and just a week ago, they blew a 12-3 lead in the final 3 minutes of the game, yet here they are in the thick of it.
Well, they're in the thick of it because they've played better up front on both sides of the football. They've been able to run the football with Mark Thompson, and both quarterbacks, Reed Sinnett and Nolan Henderson, have played well enough to put them in position to win the game.
Here is Caleb Burton with the head coach of the Roughnecks, C.J. Johnson.
Here with Houston head coach C.J. Johnson. Coach, you guys really started to pick things up in that second quarter, even towards the end of that first quarter. What's going to give you the edge in the second half?
You know, we got to tackle better in the secondary, and then continue to run the football. I think Mark's playing a heck of a game. Reed and Nolan are doing very well. You know, we just got to eliminate these mistakes. If we can do that, we'll be in this game.
How do you evaluate both your quarterbacks? Will we see them both?
Look, you're going to see them both because both of them are playing outstanding.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, thank you.
As for those mistakes, Tom, here is tonight's game flow brought to you by Progressive.
Well, this was just a killer. You're right over the football if you're Houston. You've gotten a stop. You have momentum already, and you give it up and then end up giving up a touchdown as Birmingham masterfully engineers a 2-minute drive there in the second quarter. So they get the ball to come out, as we heard Skip Holtz talk about. Hey, we got to score the 2-minute because that's why we defer. So we get the ball coming out of the locker room and hopefully have an opportunity to go up 2 possessions.
Let's look at the Progressive first half stats, the rushing yards. Houston has not been good there. 74 in the first half. That's the second most the Stallions have given up in a game.
Yeah, it's been a little bit different than the way they've played to this point, which, to be honest with you, sometimes when you start to believe it's going to be easy because you've been on a 14-0 run, the way this team has been, all of a sudden when things don't start going your way, you're going to have to see how you respond.
And Houston in this game, despite being absolutely dominated in time of possession, remember, first 2 drives went very quick for Henderson and Sinnott. Opening drive interception and the near one on the second drive. This is Gary Jennings with the return. And the West Virginia Mountaineer takes it to the 35, maybe a couple of more on that second effort. Let's check in with Eric McLean.
Guys, I was in the locker room at halftime and hearing from Adrian Martinez. He was excited about how they capped off that drive, got into the end zone, the 2-minute drill, perfected it flawlessly, got into the end zone. But he said, how do we capitalize on that? We get the ball at the start right here. How are we able to go down and score? On my way out, I heard the defense saying, we have to get an effing stop. You want to see that from these guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The interception, just his first in the last 4 games. But the ground game once again working for the league's leading rusher, 26 yards and a touchdown. This is Larry Roundtree. Good burst there right side, but the Roughnecks want to come up and pop you. That's exactly what Donald Rutledge did.
5'10", 210 pounds out of Missouri. Saw some fresh legs there from Roundtree. And you're right, Lowell. This Houston defense has been the reason why they have remained competitive.
And Rutledge was the man that had that interception against Martinez. 5 takeaways for the Roughnecks in the last 2 games. That's really the only reason they had a chance to beat the Brahmas a week ago. CJ Marable inactive this week for the Stallions, not hurt, just an opportunity for more Roundtree playing time. That's complete to Amari Rogers, who is also activated this week. Clemson Tiger with 34 games in his 3-year NFL career, played 3 with the Colts last season. 3rd and 1. And what we have not seen yet tonight is that T-bone look. The old school T formation Skip Holtz is known for. Oh, make you miss, says Larry Roundtree. And that is how you juke a dude in space.
Well, that's Raheem Bingham, number 15 on the edge. They don't even block him. And this is what C.J. Johnson was talking about with Kayla in the locker room. We got to tackle better. They have missed way too many tackles here tonight. That was a missed opportunity there at the point of attack.
Roundtree, 16 games over 2 years with the Chargers.
Swing.
Roughnecks defense has been on the field for a very long time so far tonight. Was a halftime break good enough? This man is wearing them out. Martinez, relentless to the 35. That's a 10-yard pickup. And if you took the over with Martinez rushing yards at 50.5, it's looking better.
Hear the sounds of what's going on in the trenches. A lot of heavy breathing, a lot of pads popping, and Adrian Martinez doing a nice job. I'd like to see him secure the football better in traffic because we've got an injured Roughneck on the turf.
This is Chris Odom down, and Odom is one of the best in the UFL. 8 tackles for loss, leads the UFL. And it's a defense that plays hard. They completely revamped this defensive line in the offseason. And it has held up, even though all around them, this defense has been ravished with injuries. Hoping the best for Chris Odom. Hopefully we'll get an update shortly.
Today.
The UFL is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. The right call to protect your home and car. Visit progressive.com. Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama. Loa Galindo, Tom Luganbill, Caleb Burton, and Eric McLean. Harry Douglas with us in spirit, and probably really feeling good about Eric's presence because Eric is picking the best bets for Harry Douglas.
That does not roll over to Sir Harry.
Hey, he's just been losing money all year, and you're spot on, E-Mac.
I was thinking he was with us in spirit, not in picks.
You should have seen him at the Derby last week. He's lucky he was allowed home.
Here's Rodgers in motion. A little double reverse D on Kane. Fake to one Clemson Tiger. Go to the other. Ball is out. Did the Roughnecks pounce on it first? It looks like Larry Roundtree may have jumped in, but the initial signal is to Houston. Second signal is back to the Stallions.
Wow. Wow, what a hustle play by number 4, Jimmy Moreland for Houston. This is it right here, swipes and punches at the football just as they coach it up, but you gotta be able to recover that ball. Those are those opportunities, if you are Houston, that you have missed out on all year, that you had to have on this drive to get the momentum back.
So you love the hustle and the literal punch there.
Yeah.
But it's Larry Roundtree coming from the back end of this play.
There he is, right there.
Huge stop and only his second game active. Or pickup, second game active this year. Movement right side. Let's see if that was Ethan Westbrook's. Get too much of a head start there. Or if it's on Zach Johnson.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 95, defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And these back-to-back plays sum it up.
And we've seen it all night long.
And that's familiar look on C.J. Johnson. Just can't believe it. In this game, they have battled, no doubt about the fight of these Roughnecks. Just the ability to get out of their own way. Quick screen. Slipping through one tackle is Kevin Austin.
That's a corner, isn't it?
Let's listen in with Coach Hull.
Was that the corner? What do we gain? What's the down distance?
Hey, come on, we gotta handle that.
2nd and 5. First down. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Lou empty. Lou empty. Let's go. Bronco 17 safe. Lou empty. Bronco Reed 17 safe.
Lou empty. Swing.
The Stallions, the only team to score at least 20 points in every game this season. Martinez, little fade to the end zone, and Amari Rodgers cannot bring it in.
Rule on the field is an incomplete pass. It's second down.
It's an excellent effort, but Eric, I got to tell you, your former teammate usually comes up with those.
He really does, and I don't know if it was the lighting there that got him or just a misplay, but there was a great release, wide open, a beautiful throw.
Yeah.
Help your quarterback out when he can get it to you like that, man.
First team ACC pack in 2020 when he had 77 catches for more than 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. Second and goal for Adrian Martinez. 14 points needed for the over to hit. And that was intended for Jay Sternberger, the Fighting Aggie. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Tell you one thing, they're not giving up the slant this week, that's for sure.
Florida, 45 spoon roller. I want it.
Yeah. Sternberger was a former third-round pick by the Packers.
Spoon roller here.
He has 1 touchdown catch in his NFL career from Aaron Rodgers in the 2020 NFC Championship game. Martinez, all sorts of time. This is when he is so dangerous. And this time, the 2 feet get down. They did. That is how you come back after the drop. Rodgers hauls in 6.
Adrian Martinez wants to work the wide side of the field, which would have been to his left. Doesn't like what he sees, hangs in there, eventually flushes. Terrific focus, concentration, 2 feet inbounds.
Timeout in the field for an injured player.
And Eric Amari totally redeems himself.
He wasn't even a part of the route tree. I mean, he's just kind of strolling out there, a little bit of to get the eyes of the safety maybe, but he stays in the play because, again, when you have such a dangerous quarterback that can extend plays, you're never out of it. So great job, heads up, getting in the end zone, getting 2 feet down.
And it's an embarrassment of riches for the Stallions team. The job that they have done with player personnel, Zach Potter, their young general manager, you'll hear Skip Holtz refer to him as the pit bull in Moneyball because he brings the analytics inside the game, knows every player's background, whether they're on his roster or elsewhere. And in terms of the pit bull, when Skip Holtz is talking to free agents, he just says, okay, you got a couple of days, and then I sick my pit bull on you, and it is young Zach Potter.
Well, I think they've done a really nice job having a blend of savvy veterans that got extensive time in the NFL, 2 to 3 years, 10 games, 20 games here or there, and then a blend of younger guys that are talented enough, just need to continue to develop. But they're what you would call upperclassmen if we were broadcasting a college game, are really talented veteran players.
So Martinez is up to 162 passing yards.
Okay. Hey, Rocky, we gotta go.
The total for him was 223 and a half. Now this is gonna be the 1-point attempt. Now this is what I don't understand. When it comes to analytics, if the 1 and the 2 are hitting basically at the same percent, why isn't every attempt a 2-point attempt?
And it has been for many of the teams.
And perhaps it's just a play call you have designed up to work from the 2, like that one to Jordan Thompson's. The Bulldog is having a day. He was thinking about spiking that football, thought otherwise. Thomas, man with 5 touchdowns in his NFL career, comes up with a 1-point conversion, but it was redemption for Amari Rodgers. Adrian Martinez looking his way late after the scramble. Rodgers gets 2 feet in, gets 6, and then Thomas caps him with another.
Yourself after that touchdown drop, you got in the end zone. I know that felt good.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's always feel good to get in the end zone and to put points on the board for your team, man. You know, we start off a little slow. We know we need a touchdown coming out the half, and we got it. So it's definitely a plus.
When you have a guy that is so dynamic like Adrian Martinez is, what is your mindset as a wide receiver knowing you're always in a play?
Man, you just got to stay open. You know, when he starts scrambling, anything can happen. That's what happened on the touchdown. He got out of the pocket, and, you know, he just found me in the end zone. So hats off to him for being able to run with his legs. It opened up the offense even more. So he just got to keep going, man. He's been playing well all year.
Appreciate you always, 3.
That was unofficially Dabo's favorite interview in the United Football League this season. Reggie Roberson with the return from the 10. Took the first kick out to the 40. Was a face mask there? I don't know, but the football is out. A violent bring down by Stallions special teams. And Houston will hold on to the football.
Now, that's Jordan Thomas comes and blows up the lead block. Dean might have to take another look at this one. There we go. Covered it by Houston.
But that is the second fumble on the kick return in as many games for Roberson. It cost them the game last week against San Antonio. Henderson in at quarterback, TJ Pleasure with the carry. Kayla is down on the sideline with Reed Sinnott, who's going to take us through the play calls.
Yes, we are. Reed Sinnott, you were just telling me nice, not even me, but what did you see after that one? Why'd you like that?
You know, we're trying to do some zone read stuff for Nolan with how athletic he is. He made a great read there, handing it off. Now he's got a little RPO where he's going to read this inside linebacker, number 31. So if 31 comes in to play the run, he's going to try to throw it behind him to Jay Hall. Otherwise, he's going to hand it off, and we'll see what happens here. Took the game. Nice. Good read, Nolan.
You have been, and you told me this earlier, just been coaching a little bit Nolan. You told me just how excited you are to see him out here, putting yourself in a position like he is in. What's going through your mind? You know, you haven't had a whole lot of reps. It's his first pro-like experience. So what are you telling him?
I mean, he's a great player, and he understands the system. He's been put in a position to have success, and so I just want to see him go play and do what he's done at practice. He's so talented, and he brings a different dynamic to the game than what I do, and it's just kind of fun to watch him make plays, and I think he's doing a great job tonight, so hopefully he keeps having success.
What do you want to see here on this next play? What's the call?
Okay, well, we've got, we're going to 12s, which means we have 2 tight ends in. It's 2nd and short. Let's see if he tries to throw a shot play here, what he's thinking. I didn't get the play call. My headset's out on this one, which is classic.
I'll let him know. We'll fix that.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. We talked about this at halftime. So we're going into 12. We got to go quick here. We're going to try to sell play action here and see if we can take a shot. Come on. Run by him, Cyril. You got Kiki. Yes, Kiki! Sorry, into the mic.
Oh, we love it.
Good job, Nolan!
Thank you, Reed.
There we go.
This was great.
He was looking for the shot to Kiki Chisholm, and he got it. And you love the enthusiasm. He should be screaming into the mic on that play.
Oh, and you love the support from your teammates, man. I mean, these guys are still playing for an awful lot. We just saw Jordan Thomas from Birmingham run down and demolish that kickoff return.
Going on the field is a completed pass. It's first down, Houston.
And that's how you're going to find yourself back on a National Football League roster. It's plays like that, and it's support enthusiasm for your teammates. Kiki Chisholm.
So they're looking at this one to see if the football was ripped away, because it ends up out of bounds in the hands of, it looked like Ike Brown, but it's going to stay as a reception there.
If it came out, they were already on the white, I think. Dean Blandino back in the U.S. Army Command Center, were they already on the white?
They were, yeah. He had completed the catch, and the defender pulled it out after he actually hit the ground. So he was down by contact, and they were out of bounds as well.
Thank you, Dean Blandino, VP of officiating, as always. Brilliant commentary, and the most important job, getting it right from the U.S. Army Command Center. Henderson throwing on the run, little low. Is it hauled in? He's trying to say, I've got the football, but it wasn't marked down. Dangerously close to playing his case, but losing the football was Cyril Grayson.
Well, the speedster and the track man out of LSU.
So he's not down.
No, he's not, but has he secured the football? That's what we got to determine first. Did he complete the act of the catch?
The ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
So Dean Blandino is now taking a look.
I'm looking to see if I've got an end zone shot of the ball coming in. I'm on the end zone shot, but it's behind the play. It's tough to tell. Yeah, the low I get blocked out. I'm on the low, which would be the best shot. Yeah. I'm going to the mid 50. Yeah, it's tough. It's just tough to tell where the ball is at that point. Skycam, anything on Skycam? Yeah, I can't, it might be on the ground. I just can't tell for sure. Okay. Brian, we're going to let it stand. We were looking at the catch. So, ruling stands.
Yep.
Yeah, I was on the left 25, Jordan. Again,
of a completed pass stands. It's first and goal, Houston at the 5-yard line.
Well, he's right, Lowell. There's no viewpoint there from any camera angle that would give any indisputable evidence to the contrary. You've got to let that call stand, and as a result, Houston finds themselves in a position to get themselves right back in this football game.
So 42 points combined on the board. The total is 48. Anderson, quick throw, in and out of the hands of Kiyama Tizino. Last man standing of a vaunted linebacking core to start the season. And all around him, those linebackers have been hurt, but Tizino has held it down.
It's a nice job right there because he's peeking in the backfield in case there's quarterback run. Once he realizes there's not, Tizino backs up and is able to bat the ball down. And Eric, I think you've got to run the quarterback here on this short yardage situation.
He's your best athlete. You've got to get him out there, get him in space, let something happen. Let him create and put you in a position to win.
The big mitts of Kiki Chisholm is on the right side of the formation. It will be a run, not Henderson. Instead, it's TJ Pledger fighting the good fight for 2 yards. The former Utah Ute and Oklahoma Sooner.
The right side of that Birmingham defense has been completely altered now with Nolan Henderson at quarterback. You had 2 defenders that were holding up on the outside, waiting for that quarterback keep. So it was a good call and good decision there by Nolan Henderson.
And Tom Thompson back in there. I don't want to run into the teeth of this defense without him in the game. Good to see him in right here if that's what we're doing.
Henderson sends him in motion. Henderson will keep, and it's going to be 1 yard at best. 4th and goal. You're down by 14.
Haskins 12. I think it's too far out for that. This has to be a no-brainer. You better be right.
Number 76 is reporting as eligible. Number 76 is reporting as eligible.
So an extra tight end, Clint Sig, number 42, checks in, as well as an extra offensive lineman, number 76, Brandon Haskett. 77-yard drive that's eclipsed nearly 5 minutes. Got to have it here on 4th down. Henderson, can he get the edge? He's got a man in no man's land, and he is in. The Roughnecks are back in it on the legs of Nolan Henderson, the Delaware Blue Hen.
Absolutely love this play call. You come in with the extra lineman, you're 2 tight end, you do the counter fake action and get him out on the perimeter. Well done. Secure the ball. Let's make sure he's got that ball in his hand as he crosses the plane before it gets let go.
Lugs, I don't know if you heard it, but Coach said right before the snap, you better be right.
Yeah, you better be right.
Naked boot right there, man. I love it because it's unprotected and it's blind. He had no clue if there's a defensive end screaming off the edge right at him.
It had a corner on an island, and it paid off for Henderson. A 2-point conversion and a flag.
False start. Number 79, offense. 5-yard penalty. Will repeat the try.
And that's on Isaiah Battle, starting at right tackle tonight with Natai Rogers hurt last week in the loss against San Antonio. So it moves back to the 10, 3-point attempt. Typically, since it's a penalty, 2-point attempts.
And more of what we've kept seeing throughout the night. Positive play, a touchdown, a return, a stop, then the very next play, you have a penalty.
But Tom, you know what's really on the line here? The total. We got a push right now at 48. Next point sends he over to a win. Henderson back across the field and incomplete into the hands of DeMarquise Gates. So we will stay at 48. But the Roughnecks back in this after the Henderson touchdown run. Lot on the line tomorrow in the United Football League. The focus is on the XFL conference race. St. Louis at home against DC. A.J. McCarron is a no-go with a bum ankle suffered last week against the Stallions team. If they win, though, they are in the playoffs. That's the same case for the Brahmas against Arlington as well.
Well, and you're catching a DC team that's wounded. You saw them a week ago, thought they were going to come out and play really well. They had just come off the big win against San Antonio. And the good news if you're St. Louis is you're at home, you're in the Dome. The most difficult place to play in the league.
Emac, what made you take Houston as 16.5-point dogs?
It's hard to win, boys, and it's hard to win a year straight. And these guys have just, faced a little adversity last week. I thought that might slip in to where, okay, does that cause a little bit of doubt? Their guys, not checked out because everyone's trying to win a championship, but it's hard, man, to play that consistently, that dominant. And it's a big line. That's a huge number.
That's the biggest that we've had in the UFL this season. Let's check in with Kayla.
Yeah, guys, it's a fun sideline over here because QB Nolan Henderson just got into the end zone for the first time this season. What was it like just to get in, go out there and play and find your way?
Feels great. Just get an opportunity, trying to make as many plays as I can and put us in a position to win.
5 minutes, 77 yards. How were you able to keep that drive alive?
It was ugly at times, but sometimes it is. So just first downs
Offside.
and trying to score
Number
points is all
21.
we're worried about.
Kicking team.
Coach talked about you being a dynamic quarterback. We were able to see, you're able to come in and use your legs the way you do. How would you evaluate who you are as a quarterback, being both?
Yeah, I think I can do it. I can do it all, right? I can make it from the pocket. If I get flushed out, I can make a play too. I can read the end. It's tough to stop. The guy across the sideline is very similar. So,
congrats. Thanks.
Thank you.
The pride of Smyrna High School in Delaware. He was a volunteer assistant coach at his alma mater after his career ended at Delaware before getting a shot here in the UFL. And Ricky Person with the carry, but there's a flag down.
Face mask on number 93, the defense. Personal foul, face mask, number 93, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
That is Chris Odom out of Arkansas State, time and time again.
7th penalty for 45 yards tonight, and at the most inopportune times as well.
Luge, what do you attribute that to? I mean, because it's hard to win a football game, and then when you do this stuff to yourself, man, it's just, it's brutal.
It's just a lack of discipline and focus from each play.
And that's a guy with a good NFL resume, 11 games in his career in the Ultimate League. Martinez, he's a magician. There is nothing there. Then he waves a magic wand and finds a way to get 6 yards to Marlon Williams. So this is a league of opportunity. For Adrian Martinez, the way he has played, what does it mean for his future opportunities in the NFL?
One of the reasons why you play in here is to get on tape, right? Have play snaps against good competition to be further evaluated. And I think what he's done is he's shown that he's outgrown some of the poor decision-making that plagued him in college.
Roundtree bounces off one tackle, still going and just hunting contact. He was looking for another piece of Jimmy Borland. And Moreland wanted none of Larry Roundtree.
This is supposed to be an inside zone. He's trying to cut it back, and he ends up slipping front side. And I'll tell you what, I can see why Skip Holtz continues to talk about this guy and how they need to get him on the field.
Real throw, Bronco read 15 safe switch, don't worry.
Growing up, he was locked out of his house with his mom. Mom asked him to try to get inside. He was just a little kid at this point. He literally physically kicked the door in, and Mom knew at that point that Larry Roundtree had nearly superhuman strength and showing the soft hands as well for a 5-yard pickup. And look at that on the sideline. Number 6 right there. That's an important note. That's Jamar Smith. Skip Holtz coached him at Louisiana Tech, and then that was his first quarterback that he had to win the first USFL championship. He's now the number 3 emergency quarterback. That's a smile on his face. He's all in.
Talk about culture. Talk about a healthy locker room.
Back to the ground game. Ricky Person looking for that player prop. Ricky, there's a lot of people out there looking for you to get in the end zone.
There's one. He's standing next to me. This Houston now. Eric Houston's getting tired on defense, man.
Hey, and this is what you do. You keep going right at them. Okay?
Right.
You know, we're going to load up, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that, wing T wishbone here in a second, too. Just lean on them, man, because it's one thing to stay with us punch for punch. It's another to grind this out as a defense and really have to feel this time and time again.
Yep.
So Person has gone over on the rushing yards prop at 40.5.
That wasn't your prop.
That was not. I'm looking for the touchdown. Martinez is 2. Adrian Martinez with 5 touchdowns tonight. 2 on the ground, 3 through the air. Who is this guy?
Well, I think I just lost my prop bet. I had him on the other on rundowns. Listen, he's been a jack of all trades. A little misdirection, quarterback keep, defensive end of the play side collapses down. That's his trigger to pull the ball. Nifty little move there around the 1 yard line. He's just playing smart football. Birmingham plays smart football.
The over hits.
The over hits.
19 to 30. You're still alive, by the way, with the under. Martinez with 4 rushing yards. The number was 50 and a half.
They're going to have to play Matt Corral in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Can you buzz down? 1 point attempt from the 2 yard line. You can go for 1 from the 2, 2 from the 5, or 3 from the 10. Roundtree sniffing the end zone, still fighting, and gets in for the 1 point conversion. So every time the Roughnecks punch, there's a mighty counter from the Birmingham Stallions. Trying to make it 15 straight wins dating back to last year and the USFL.
It's interesting, you know, Eric mentioned how hard it is to win just one game, let alone 14. But it gets harder and harder because you're fighting complacency, right? You're fighting that, oh, it feels like it's easy. And when it starts to feel like that is generally when somebody jumps up and bites you.
Skip Holtz pointed out the miscues that they had last week, even though they won against St. Louis. Special teams was not great. Right. That was pretty much the biggest one, but addressed it saying if we don't fix those things, then things like that are gonna be what eventually get us beat.
Yep.
EMAC, when you hear that from a coach and you're rolling, how tough is it to actually believe the coach and buy into that message? EMAC is speechless. He's trying to say I always bought it.
May have some technical difficulties there.
And the kick is off to Reggie Roberson at a fumble that Roughnecks were able to recover on his last return and churning his way to the 35. EMAC.
Adrian, obviously you're with your dog right here. You guys are running at will on that drive. Big Dog, tell me what you saw.
Man, we're just executing the plan, man. Just trusting our technique and keep it rolling every day, that's all.
Your guy right here casually has 5 touchdowns on the day, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. Are we looking at the MVP of the league?
Of course. So that's the standard. That's the standard.
That's my boy right here.
Take care of him like he's my mama, man, back there. So, hey, I told him every day he never gonna get touched if I'm in there.
There you go, guys.
Derwin Gray out of Maryland went through so much in his career with the Terps. He was on that team in his final season with the unfortunate passing of a fellow offensive lineman, Jordan McNair. He's unfortunately seen it all, the highs and the lows in his football career. He is paving the way for the guy that should be the MVP.
He should be, but unfortunately for the would-be, could-be MVP, he now has a new nickname, Mama.
And it will stick.
It will stick. It will stick with this broadcast crew.
Nobody touches Mama, you feel me?
That's right.
I want to talk about the difference. We've mentioned the NFL advantage that the Stallions have. Typically, we see these offensive line maybe have one player on each offensive line that has played in the regular season in the NFL. There are 4 of those guys starting for the Stallions. DeLauro, Gray, Johnson, Taylor, Prelo. That's impressive.
Impressive. And it's the one position group, and nobody can speak better to this than Eric McLean. It's the one position group that needs the most time to play together, to gel, to work with one another. It's also the only position group in any sport whose sole responsibility is to protect another player.
Pledger with the carry on 2nd and 7. And that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Now suddenly in play, the over has hit the 3rd quarter. The line with the Stallions favored by 16 and a half. It's in jeopardy. What are we going to see here? See, the United Football League will be coming to college football, including the headsets in the helmet to get the play calls in, and also the ability to watch video on the sideline like they do here.
Oh, it's going to be game-changing. The next thing that I think really needs to come to college football is to pull the curtain back and get that replay review and the officials' interpretation.
Absolutely. The more access, the better. Nothing to hide. Give the fans what they want. Henderson here on a 3rd and 4. He's going to roll. Flag is out. Showing that elusiveness that we saw on the touchdown run. Let's sort this flag out.
Yeah, holding on the defense, number 51.
So we're going to add that to the end of the run,
Thompson.
right? So holding defense, number 51, 5-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down. Holding, number 51, defense, 5-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
So the hold call on Birmingham, helping out Houston. And even though this is a team that was scoring a total of 29 points in their previous 3 games, they've looked very good tonight with 20 on the board, tied for their most in a game this season.
Well, they've just played so much better in the offensive line. If they can eliminate the mistakes, they've got a chance here in the 4th quarter.
Henderson, give me it all, one-on-one, sideline, broke it up. He was looking for Grayson. And DeVell Clark was there, the UCF Knight.
I have no issue with the attempt here in the shot, and I understand the speed of Grayson, but you have no size advantage whatsoever. That's a Kiki Chisholm ball. It's 6'4", 214 versus 5'9", 183. Love the shot. Just don't know if it's the right personnel.
You read my mind, brother. I'm sitting here looking like, what are we doing? Let's get to the big guy. But hey, speed kills, man.
Yep.
Henderson showing some of that speed, takes it to the 30-yard line. Kenny Robinson Jr. trips him up. So Nolan Henderson getting an opportunity this week. Reed Sinnott started the game. He's now started 5 of the past 6. Jarrett Garantano began the year as a starting quarterback. He was injured in week 2 against DC. Made his return last week. CJ Johnson told us that it was tough not starting Sinnott, but we simply needed to see what we had from Garantano. Garantano was banged up, hurt his wrist in that loss against the Brahmas, allowing Henderson a spot, and he's making the most of it. That's to Justin Hall.
See, his play right now has Birmingham on their heels defensively because they have to account for his feet on every snap. Love the timing here. Little option route versus zone inside to his main man, Justin Hall there. But the play previously, they had the defensive front unblocked, but also in no man's land because the defender, number 94, Jordan Thompson, didn't know whether to take the quarterback or take the pitch man.
And the over has just hit for Justin Hall. The number was 62.5, and Hall is now up to 73 receiving yards. Thompson cutting it to the left, brought down at the 10-yard line by Jordan Thompson. A lot more offense than we expected in this game from the Houston Roughnecks.
Yes, but because of the skill set of the quarterback, it put them in a different style of offense. So you have some of the passing stuff that you were accustomed to with Reed Sinnott and Jarrett Garantano. Now you've got the pocket movement, the misdirection, the nakeds, the bootlegs, and quarterback run.
They're down by 15. They are 16.5-point underdogs. So this is a huge drive for that line. Gates stops Thompson, no gain. Emac, you were a little concerned with how Houston would handle the change in quarterbacks. How's it look now?
Well, it's one of those things where you want to just stick with a guy because they are so different. Now, it was hard for me to say that a couple of drives ago because, you know, Reed did go in there and do admirably, but I just feel like this game, Henderson gives you that burst. He gives you that X factor type thing that we've been talking about all game. You have to play 11 on 11. I just feel like you stick with that guy, which obviously he's executing right now.
And it's sparked with the legs to the worst rushing offense in the UFL. Case in point, keeping this play alive to about the 7-yard line. 4-yard pickup for the Delaware Blue Hen.
It's 4th and 1.
Less than 4th and 1.
Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord.
Now, Eric McLean, am I hearing that right? Lard is the big guy? Personnel code? Is that
in the game? This is our heavy package. Look at that beef back there.
Is that lard package?
All I know is the little guys came off the field. Bad snap. And not even with the big dudes on the field is this going to be a factor. The triumphant raise of the football by Willie Yarberry. And Henderson is hurt. It doesn't matter what you have drawn up if you cannot get the exchange between the center and quarterback. And there's Sinnott trying to console Nolan Henderson. Another look at how it went down. Henderson simply never got it. Stallions get the stop. That is huge if you took Stallions to cover. Eric McLean picking for Harry Douglas, taking Houston to cover as 16.5-point dogs, biggest spread this season. Moments ago, we got a text from Harry Douglas saying, can someone win a bet for me, please? E-Mac, that was looking brilliant until that fumble a moment ago. Houston is still covering, but it's going to be close.
It's brutal, brother. You know, I thought I was the smartest guy in the room. Good, feeling great. And here I am just chewing my fingernails off, nervous as that.
Hey, it's not like Harry's done any better.
I like that.
Adrian Martinez back to work. And backed up. And this is the Mizzou Tiger, Larry Roundtree, tough running left side. Let's take a moment to follow Skip Holtz on this drive.
Yes, we did.
Got it.
Actually,
guys.
Hold that thought, because the Roughnecks are saying, hold on, E-Mac, hold on, Harry Douglas. We're getting this football back. So Roundtree, that's
right
clearly out.
We couldn't see that from our angle up here in the booth.
So DeJuan Hines, who was just signed and promoted this week out of U of H, was in on the play, 52. It's tough to tell exactly who forced it out. Giant Nunn Liddell was also there, and it may have been him.
Yep. I think it's Giant Nunn Liddell.
So here we go. This isn't just about the spread right now with 10:25 left. This is about the 14-game win streak for the Stallions. They've looked unbeatable since Houston beat them as the Gamblers last year. Thompson still fighting strong to the left side. There's nothing there, but a huge break for the Roughnecks.
You haven't hit on the most important part of that break for the Roughnecks, and that is that Adrian Martinez is on the sideline. And cannot rush for his over 50.5 yards.
So you're looking good in your pick. Kayla got the over with Ricky Pearson. And Adrian Martinez can only watch as his defense tries to go back to work. Under 10 minutes to play here in Birmingham, Alabama, a city and a state that is crazy for football. Anderson, a little fake, following the block. And that was Braden Bowman leading him on the left side.
See, I love that. That normal come across the ball and go into the flat from Bowman is usually an option to just throw the ball out there. They leaked him out there to lead block on the unblocked defender on the perimeter and allowed Nolan Henderson to just read off of that block. Go inside, set the block up, came back outside for positive yardage.
It's the second to worst third down offense in the UFL. However, here tonight, even with those crazed fans up in their business, they're 7 of 12 on third down. Here's a timeout.
Half. Game clock operating.
We will take a timeout with C.J. Johnson when we return. A pivotal 3rd and 3 for Nolan Henderson and his Houston Roughnecks. We're getting routed. Plus, DC has the beer snake here in Birmingham. They are shirtless for the Stallions. Average age of those fans, 20. And then we got this dude here. He could be their dad, maybe their granddad. But I love it, the intensity, what the UFL is all about. My man, enjoying the moment here in Birmingham.
It's shirts and skins in Birmingham.
Love it. Reed Sinnott back in at quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks. Huge opportunity here, trying to make all those dudes in the end zone put their shirt back on in defeat. 3rd and 3. Thompson showing patience, but nowhere to go on the Stallions defense. The shirts are staying off. Flag down in the aftermath of the play.
Oh boy.
Huge mistake.
And Skip Holtz is not happy, and nor should he be.
I got
Mark Thompson better get his helmet
contact on
on.
number 51. We're going to the 2-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 51, defense. The penalty to place the ball at the 2-yard line, automatic, 1st down.
So that goes against Damon Lloyd, number 52. 51, check that.
Why? Tell me what's already halfway off.
Number 76 is reporting as eligible.
That's, 76. You know what I mean? Celebrate with them. It's a hell of a play.
Double robber. Tight eagle double robber.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, here we go. Flood right, 33, F stutter on 1, ready?
Teaching moment here from Skip Holtz and Damon Lloyd. So he takes off his helmet celebrating. That's why the message was celebrate with your team. Sinnott gives to Thompson, nothing.
And those are such uncharacteristic plays for this team. It's why it's not only they've been talented and that they execute, but they don't beat themselves. They don't make stupid plays like that.
Remember the message from Holtz that we mentioned earlier in the game. We need to clean up certain aspects because we're not thinking about it right now, but those will be the little things that eventually get us beat. It's not just about the 14-game winning streak. It's about winning a UFL championship. 2nd and goal.
We're going to see a little play action pass here. Maybe pop pass to one of these tight ends.
And there it is, the play action pressure in Sinnott's face. Receiver fell down. Kiki Chisholm was D'd up there by Madre Harper.
Well, they tried to set up the pop pass to number 80, Braden Bowman. Birmingham was disciplined, covered it down, forced Reed Sinnott to go elsewhere. Now, I would get back into their quote-unquote lard package with the big boys come in, but this time,
that's a long 2 yards.
Yeah, but you're going to have 2 downs to do it.
Here we go, ready.
Hand it off.
Clint Sig is the up back, Thompson the tailback. Another play action look, Sinnott into the midst of Braden Bowman. The man that C.J. Johnson compared to Jay Novacek. And the South Alabama Jaguar with a huge score.
You're going to see him right here, and he's going to delay. He's going to look like he's going to block down, and then he comes across on the crossing route on the shallow under, but it was the delay to set it up, to make him come inside, look like he's going to block, and then burst and dart across there. Very well executed, and now Houston going for 2.
Bowman saying, what do you know about those Scottsdale Community College Fighting Artichokes?
That's it. You know what their colors were? Pink and green.
I can see the green. That's where he was a standout before transferring to South Alabama. Going for 2. Sinnott steady and calm and throwing a strike. Justin Hall, the Ball State Cardinal, makes this a 7-point game.
This dude catches everything. Reed Sinnott had to get this ball out, throws it to a spot, and it is low and upfield, and it was difficult for him to even see that ball with the Birmingham defender underneath him. And here we go.
Absolutely right. The two best words in sports. Game 7. The Pacers taking on the Knicks tomorrow at Madison Square Garden at 3:30 Eastern on ABC. Coverage tips with the NBA Countdown at 3 o'clock. Reed Sinnott now with Caleb Burton.
Yeah, guys, here with quarterback Reed Sinnott. First, they get the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. How were you able to capitalize off of that?
I mean, when they make a mistake, we were able to take advantage of it. We had that little pop pass we've been trying to run all week, ended up not working, and then we got to play off the call sheet that we've had for a long time with Braden running across the field. Good job, baby. And then in classic fashion, whoever runs the wrong route gets the ball in the two-point conversion. So Shea Hall's supposed to hook up right there, and somehow we made the play work, but we'll take it.
You absolutely zipped it in directly through to Justin Hall. How did you get it there?
Well, I thought he was going to stop because that's what the play design is, and he ran right there, and he made the play. It was great. But Mark's carrying our team right now with how hard he's running the football. You know, he's popped it in a couple times. I mean, it's good. Hopefully defense gets a stop and we're in this ball game.
Hey, it worked.
Awesome. Yeah, it did. Thanks.
Guys.
28 points on the board for the Roughnecks, the most points allowed by the Stallions this season. Gary Jennings with the return from the 10-yard line. Jennings upended just north of the 35. Tom, like you said, it is now on. Roughnecks need to clean it up with the penalties. They got a break finally.
Yep.
Can they play clean football in the final 7-13?
Well, they got a break, and then they capitalized on that break. And now, as you mentioned, clean it up. Don't have a neutral zone infraction right here.
Yeah.
Don't have a face mask. Don't have a defensive holding. Play clean. Force Birmingham to earn it.
We got laser move in the eye. I want it.
First and 10 from the 37. Person with the carry. Now let's follow Skip Holtz on this drive.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's milk this thing out. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go, Leo. A.N. Cleveland even. Leo. A.N. Cleveland even. No, Ricky, not outside of it.
Tripped up in a loss.
Not outside the kick out against 5 yards of field. Here we go. 0-2, 0-2, 0-2. 0-2. 0-2. Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Lou, empty. Florida, 49 streak H. Lou, empty. Florida, 49 streak H.
49 streak H.
Ricky, inside the polar. That's the end running up the field. That's the end. Yeah. He's out of his mind right now.
Pressure on Martinez. Confident throw. He's got Kane. Missed him.
He didn't even look. He didn't even look. He didn't even look till he's 40 yards downfield. Nice shot. Nice shot. At some point, he got to look.
So, Tom,
Nice
what's
shot.
he saying right there?
Well, what he's saying is you can't wait till you get to 40, 42, 44 yards before you start to look over the shoulder to locate the football. You got to stay full speed ahead, but you've got to be looking and anticipating that you know you're one-on-one. You know that center high, free safety, so you have no safety help over the top, and you knew the quarterback was coming to you.
Drew Chrisman to punt it away. Remember, had a pivotal punt blocked last week against St. Louis. They survived after that. Gets this one away to Justin Hall, who's done just about a little bit of everything. Fumbles it. Come on now, Justin Hall. Living dangerous and then showing everybody you're living right at the end of the day.
Was covered by Houston.
How did he cough it up and get it back?
This is how he coughed it up. Watch what he does with his left hand. He's holding it with one hand. What are you doing, Justin Hall?
That's some Coach Prime stuff back in
man.
the day.
You secure that football. It's the little things. Wow. So fortunate.
Didn't go like that when Dion used to do it back in the day.
You had to get within 5 yards of Dion to touch him.
4:56 on the clock. Houston with 2 timeouts. The chiclet in red under those 2 timeouts. The coach's challenge remaining. You must have 1 timeout to use it, and you can challenge anything. 14-game winning streak for the Stallions hanging in the balance. Pleasure. Not much going on there, but a positive pickup.
Well, this really hurts Houston offensively, not having Nolan Henderson in the game, and that is not a knock on Reed Sinnett. But without the threat of quarterback run, it changes how Birmingham will defend Houston. They're not worried about number 7's legs, but that man right there, number 14, was a problem the entire second half. This plays into the hands of Birmingham on defense.
Sinnett has led the Roughnecks to their lone win of the season. Week number 4, 17-9 over the Arlington Renegades. And that's a team that's really struggled. Not a spring juggernaut that Skip Holtz has built here in Birmingham. And Sinnett felt the pressure. Incomplete. Here's Kayla.
Well, guys, we did see Nolan Henderson get a little roughed up. He went into the tent with the left knee after he was rolled on top of. He came out of the tent, got the thumbs up. So he is available on the sidelines. This is a coach's decision for why Sinnett's out here.
Interesting, Kayla. Good stuff.
So you just got a 3-and-out defensively. You cannot give it back this quick if you are Houston. This is opportunity. You've fought so hard. You've had your heart broken repeatedly. Here's a chance to make things right, at least for 1 week. Not gonna happen here. What time is it? It's taco time here in Birmingham. Taco Charlington, the Michigan Wolverines, getting home for the sack.
I tell you what, Eric, you got 3rd and 7+ with an immobile quarterback. You're going to heat them up, and that's exactly what Birmingham does here.
There's no question about it, man. When you see these guys and you see the move here, just a great job. Power to speed. I mean, he adjusts there so quickly, gets his hands inside, and again, you're sending the house. I mean, at the end of the day, you're betting on your back 7 secondary there, the back 7, saying, hey, we're going to give extra guys up here, hurry this thing up.
Sack number 5 for the former first-round pick of the Cowboys. Amari Rogers will just let this one back up with 2:50 remaining. Coming up next week, the battle for UFL playoff position continues on Saturday at St. Louis and Arlington. Keep in mind, tomorrow, A.J. McCarron is a no-go in the game against D.C. Then Birmingham has San Antonio on the road. D.C. and Memphis on Sunday, 2:30 Eastern. And the Michigan Panthers, Houston Roughnecks, 2:30 Eastern on Fox. Michigan has locked up their spot. And the USFL Conference Championship game, they will play these Stallions. And it was a very tight game, the beginning of the season, a game in which the Stallions won. Now, the point that was made by Skip Holtz to his team to keep them motivated to finish strong is pointing out Bob Stoops in Arlington a year ago. The hottest team at the end of the season ultimately won the XFL title. Here's Person, and that is 6 yards on first down. This is a Birmingham team that, even though they know they've locked up their playoff spot, they're not holding back. They're not playing this safe. And you really can't because of the roster limitations.
Yeah, because of your roster.
Here we go. We got laser bunch move in the eye. I want it.
But that's why you play so many people. That's why you got a guy like Roundtree in there, because now you're going to need him in the playoffs. So the more people you can play, the more confident you feel in your personnel.
Houston needs to find a turnover here. And that is Chris Odom getting to the football quickly. 4-yard gain will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Stallions lead by 7. Can they make it 15 straight wins? against the franchise that last beat Skip Holtz.
ABC.
Big performance from Adrian Martinez tonight. Is for the most part, he's made a couple of iffy throws. One resulted in a turnover on the deep throw down the sideline, but he has very, very safely used his legs, known when to get out of bounds. When he's evaded the pocket, he's always kept his eyes downfield for that second passing chance opportunity. And when he needs to, he lowers his shoulder, takes it inside, and has just continually, steadily gotten better each and every week.
5 total touchdowns here. He now makes it 3 straight games with 3 passing touchdowns, and he has cemented his status as the leader in the race for UFL MVP. To the ground, and Ricky Person on 3rd and 1. It's going to be a first down. Now, we have a chant right now with Eric McLean. What are they telling you to do, E-Mac?
I don't know if you can hear this, but I got the best UFL fans in the entire league right here telling me to rip my shirt off right now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Overdressed.
But I can't.
You were overdressed.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I love you guys.
Well, you can, but you won't.
No, you can. You just want to stay married.
Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, she's much more important.
Look at this Stallions crowd. I mean, they are into this. Shirtless for the Stallions here in Birmingham. Got a Lucha Libre mask. I mean, this is legit.
All ages.
A Saturday night. This state loves football.
Oh, yeah.
This is why the UFL is so good. There's my dude.
That's your guy.
The old-timer holding it down for all of us old dudes.
The funnest part about this, though, here is these fans and how much they're enjoying this is watching the other portions of the stands as we're seeing kids and teenagers and full-grown adults running over to the middle of the end zone to take their shirt off and get in on the fun. Eric's going to wake up tomorrow. He's going to regret it.
Is this a new UFL tradition that has been born right in front of our eyes? Person's back on the ground. Little jump cut. And positive yardage here as the Stallions will just try to bleed this clock out and try to move to 8-0 on the season. Timeout here by the Roughnecks. See our next slate of games tomorrow on ABC and Fox. What's on the line? Well, it's huge in the XFL race. A win by St. Louis over the DC Defenders. They are in, and that's the same scenario for the San Antonio Brahms.
And, you know, we talk about playing with the guys on your roster and getting guys reps and experience. That's going to be Manny Wilkins for St. Louis. They're going to see what they've got in Manny Wilkins. He was their number 3 a year ago, number 2 now. They got to play with him. They got to get him some snaps. It's going to help him down the road at some point. You wouldn't want it to, but you got to see what you've got. And fortunately, you're going to do it at home.
That's something that Skip Holtz talked about with the decision to play Roundtree. Even though they can't make large wholesale substitutions and play a lot of backups strictly because they don't have enough of them, they will try to pick their spots and rest certain guys over these last couple of weeks. They also are going a little lighter in padded practices leading up to games.
They won't be resting anybody next week as they're taking on San Antonio on the road. Person
still fighting and trying to break through the tackle by Markel Roby, the Pittsburgh State Gorilla. Let's check in with Kayla.
Well, guys, Ricky Person told me last year people really tried to say he's just a downhill runner, but he's been proud of what he's been able to show this year. Not just a downhill runner, but a guy who could catch in space, being able to make people miss, catch the ball out in the backfield and run. He says it's something I take pride in, proving people wrong, something I really focused on in the offseason, and we're really seeing it on tape week in and week out.
Here we go. We got Raise Your Wings, Seattle leading. Come on, right? Gotta go, gotta go.
Creeping up on the final minute. Roughnecks need to look for a strip here. They got to get the football back. Person refusing to make that happen. 1 minute remaining from the Stallions going 8-0, making it 15 straight wins. That is remarkable. The last team to beat Skip Holtz was this Houston franchise when they were branded as the Houston Gamblers a year ago, led by C.J. Johnson. but to take everyone's best shot week in and week out and still find a way to come up on top, it's impressive.
Well, I think it's also a reflection of their preparation and their maturity. They're not watching anybody on tape and saying, well, this team's only watched, won one game. We'll just walk, show up to the stadium and win the game. That's not how they've played.
Strategy in play here on 4th and 5. Let's see.
Yep. Hey, Chris, you're one step in this punt, right? Punt it.
And you got to walk left.
You got max protect, and we're going to one step. Get the ball off your foot, man.
Houston now out of timeouts. It is a team that blew a 12-3 lead against San Antonio in the final 3 minutes last week. C.J. Johnson's probably just saying, well, if that can happen, why can't we be the team that comes back from 7 points down in the final 25 seconds? We've seen insanity in the UFL this season. Has to get this kickoff quickly, and Chrisman does. Justin Hall has to secure it. He does. Much better ball security than Justin Hall had on the last return. Flag is down.
Problem is that entire operation from snap to return took 11 seconds.
Yeah.
After the play, personal foul, number 12, the kicking team. The 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. It's first down, Houston.
That goes against Sternberger, so it will improve the field position for Houston. Keep in mind here, we are under 2 minutes. So now the clock rules will work like college. On a deep ball downfield, it will stop on the first down until the chains are reset. But Houston is working with no timeouts here.
No timeouts. They've got to be smart with where they throw the football, and that's the difficult part because defensively, Birmingham can take away through leverage and alignment the areas that Houston wants to attack.
A completion or a rush short of the first down inbounds likely ends the game. Sinnott will throw to the sideline, complete for Chisholm. 9 yards.
That's a little too safe for my money with Birmingham. Eric, that's a 15, almost 20-yard cushion on the perimeter.
We're going on green. Trips left, 23 paint, wide nudge, F Flutie on green. Ready?
Also with 10 seconds left and no timeouts, can't have an offensive penalty. Sinnott, first down yardage. Chisholm needs to get down. He does. Now you've got to get to the line and clock this thing. Now Sinnott is saying we should have 2 seconds.
Please reset the game clock to 1 second. 1 second.
By the hair on your chinny chin chin, does Sinnott get that one clocked? So there's 1 second now. Let's listen in.
Listen. Hey, let's go, Trips. 911. Kiki, get over there. Stay in protection. Trips left. Trips left. It's going to be 23. Payne, you're staying in. Okay, last play of the game. I'm going on green. I'm going to draw them offside. Okay, on green. Ready? Mark, just stay in and help me.
From the 24-yard line.
Kiki, tear it and get over there. Tear it and get over there. Yes.
Not sure what the delay is about here.
Coach.
As a play clock
Hey, yes, J-Hall, come
has
over here.
hit 0. What's happening here, Tom?
I'm not sure.
There's no way.
Officials right now talking it over with Curtis Johnson.
No, you can't. What, 2 seconds or one?
1 second on the clock, so you're going to get a snap, cuz.
Okay. Got it. Let's go.
Chip him and stand.
Here we go. 1 second left.
Ready.
And this will be a timeout by Skip
Timeout,
Holtz.
Birmingham. It's their second and a half. It's going to be 30 seconds.
Where we like trying to pin the end and I can get out?
Yeah, but you're throwing it up in that corner. Come here.
I'm throwing it up to Kiki and Manny. Just like
I want all of them over there.
all over there.
Come here. I want you. Come
Hey, Cam, do you think you can wrap him and like pin him in?
I want you over there. Red, come here.
This corner, right?
That corner right there. I want you over there.
Come over there.
Everybody over there.
Just around me.
Just right over there. Right where the numbers. Right where the numbers are. Everybody go. Let's go. A little taller.
So, Lutz, I don't know about you, but I heard C.J. Johnson directing some traffic, Reed Sinnett directing other traffic.
Well, Reed Sinnett is worried about the protection, and if they're going to move the pocket, and I think he's going to roll to his left, if that happens, they're ensuring that they can block the edge. That's why he wants the running back and the offensive tackle to block the edge so he can get around.
5 Stallions standing on the goal line. It's got to go there, whether it's thrown underneath or in the air. In zone or ball game. Sinnett running for his life. Ball game. 15 straight wins after DeMarquis skates. Throws the hammer to wrap it up.
Well, there was no movement of the pocket until it was too late. And it just overwhelmed up front. And that's what this Birmingham defensive front has done all year long. And Birmingham finds a way to win another one.
Houston covers. Stallions win. Over hits. And it's now 15 straight wins for Skip Holtz and the Birmingham Stallions. They just keep on chugging along. Shirtless for the Stallions here in Birmingham after they knock off Houston 35-28.